Wish that faded out smoother. It cuts off so abruptly.
Yeah.
All right, let me finish getting my stuff together. Got my ears in. Check the Twitch chat really quick. Check your mic real quick. Give me a mic check.
Mic check.
Okay, you're good.
Got me.
Ooh. All right. Here we go. The rotation episode 6. Still moving stuff out of my way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Rotation, the official guest talk show of the Two Endangered Mammals podcast, the #1 podcast in my duplex. I'm your host, as always, the one and only, the drop-dead gorgeous Mr. Tiger Adinaldo. And with me is a very special guest, one of my homies, a fellow fighter, a fucking wrestler. Everybody knows I love wrestlers. Somebody that I've wanted to have on the show for a long time. We've been talking about this for a minute. We've been talking about it for a hot minute. Mr. Chase ArchAngelo. Did I say that right?
You did say it right.
Okay. Talk like directly into that microphone for me.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, just bring it closer to your face whenever you're talking. Yeah.
Right,
you can adjust it. Feel free to move it around and do whatever you got to do.
All right, outstanding.
There you go.
Right.
Locked in.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's good to have you here, man.
Happy to be here, man.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been talking about this at least a year.
Probably a year.
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah. Year.
Since I first started doing it, we've been talking about making this happen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's been a hot minute. Oh, my homie Roflay just popped up in the chat. See, I have what you call late bloomers. Like when we first go live, when it's like the pre-roll, there's usually like people are like kind of peeking in, and then everybody gets here like 10 minutes in, which is why we shoot the shit for like the whole first few minutes, and then we get into the important stuff later on. Roflay, what's popping, man? How are you, sir? Roflay is everywhere. He's a mod, and he mods my Twitch chat. He's in the Instagram chat. He's in the Facebook chat. He's in the YouTube chat.
Oh, outstanding.
So Chase, man, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. We're about a couple days out from the.
Yeah, I was about to say you're gonna be knocking heads in like 6 days or
around
less,
there. Yep.
like 5 days. It's Saturday, so that's like 5 days away.
5 days away. Yeah, I'm super excited and
Man,
yeah, man.
how's the weight looking?
Weight's good. I was actually practice. I was about a pound under.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm staying within like 7 or 8 pounds.
Now you're fighting. Oh wait, hold on. Roflay said, unfortunately, can't be leaning it on the Twitch chat as my PC isn't set up because I'm moving. Oh, you're moving. Oh, okay. Shout out to Roflay. You're moving. You're getting your own flat. That's what they call it in English. He's in the UK.
Oh, wow.
He's getting his own flat. And we got a bunch of people over on Instagram as well. I got to do my shout outs. I'll do the shout outs here in a minute. Okay. First, I want to touch base with you real quick. You're fighting amateur rules, so y'all are weighing in the same day.
Correct. Yeah, we're fighting about 5-6 hours apart. Weighing at noon. And my promoter said, all fighters need to come in around 4:30.
Oh, okay.
Get all, have our face off and stuff.
Yeah. That sucks. Like that. Yeah. Fighting day of sucks. I hate it. Is that password is 1 2 3 4 5?
That's easy.
There you go. Yeah, that's ooh. I have never been a fan of fighting same day. Like, okay, so my background, my story, I started training when I was like 4. I started competing when I was 9. So by the time I got to the MMA world, I didn't have to do like like a lot of the amateur rules and stuff like that. Mike, what's popping?
Oh, that's my boy Mike. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man?
Is Mike a dad or anything? Because I got different sound effects for different people.
I don't think he's a dad.
Is he military or anything?
No.
Okay.
I always see him at Barley.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah,
So I got a different sound effect for dads, police officers, veterans, moms. There's a different sound effect for everybody.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, by the time I oh, John, what's popping, man? Wait, no, he's a dad. I don't know. I'm over here like, wait a minute. Yeah, by the time I was fighting, like I didn't have to do the amateur rules, so I would weigh in day before.
Wow, yeah.
But that also sucks because fighting amateur rules, you know that we're kind of on equal footing. You know what I mean? So he said, and fight. Yeah, we know that, John. We know that, homie. John's my guy. I've known that dude forever.
My aunt's on here.
Your what?
My aunt Megan's on here.
Oh, your aunt?
She's from Virginia.
Oh, hell yeah. Is she a mom?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Moms, get a round of applause.
Absolutely.
What's her name? Megan?
Megan.
Aunt Megan, what's up? What's up? Did she say something in the chat? Oh, yeah, there she is right there.
Yep.
She said you rock. I guess I just don't exist. She don't know. She don't see this hair. She don't see this luxurious hair I have.
Oh yeah, we got some good hair in here, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of luxurious hair up in here right now.
Yeah,
this is the hair cast. Rofley said, me hoping I don't get the siren sound effect anytime soon. Yeah, because dads get the siren. He's not trying to become a dad. Yeah, John, what was the spot that you used to train out of? Was it Flying Dragon? Now he's over at Old School Iron. So
Angle?
he trains over there. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Flying Dragon was the spot that he used to train at for a while. And he used to run. I think he used to run it. I think that was like his spot, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, John, we can bring you on. Figure that out. But I got a guest right now, so can I talk to my guest first? But yeah. So the good thing about the amateur rule set is that, you know, if you weigh in at 205 and he weighs in at 205, you know y'all are both pretty much 205. Mm-hmm. So you know you're going to be in a ring with somebody that's 185. Yeah, which is because you were talking earlier that you were thinking about moving down to 70, but I feel like you got time because you're going to be in there with another 85er. Now, once you start weighing in the day before, that motherfucker might be 220 up.
Oh, he'll be a tank.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. Anthony Johnson, who fights fucking heavyweight, and he's a big fucking heavyweight. That dude was fighting 170. When he first got to UFC, he was fighting 170.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, cutting from like 225 to go to 170. Yeah. That big gorilla.
Yeah, like, the only thing I've actually been used to, because in college I wrestled.
Real quick, your aunt said, Tiger, you clearly rock if you're having Chase on.
Love you, Meg.
Oh, man. All right, what were you saying?
Well, so like 4 years I wrestled in college. I wrestled Division I level.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout, I wrestled since I was 4.
Okay.
And we always had to weigh in on the same day as wrestling.
Yeah.
And we only got an hour to recover. So I would cut my freshman year in college. I was cutting to 149. I was cutting about 15 pounds a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that was rough.
That's ridiculous, dude.
I was 5'10", with probably 7% body fat, cutting to 49. And then
where were you cutting it from?
oh, my muscle, man.
Like,
I'm
did you cut your hair? Did you?
Oh, I had to. Yeah, I actually did cut my hair.
Yeah, I was about to say I almost had to cut my hair one time to make weight, and I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
Like, just go take a dump. I'll be all right.
Yeah. I mean, well, that and like me recovering was absolutely difficult time because you only had an hour, and then you're wrestling. You're up next, and then especially at dual meets, you only wrestle one time, and you're cramping up and stuff. And I had a lot of that, but then my junior year, I went to 174. I jumped up.
Ooh.
I jumped up. I don't know. I mean, I'm not good with math, but you know how many weight classes.
A number of pounds.
Yeah, I mean, totally different styles. You know, like the pace and strength, and it all came different. I cracked the lineup finally my junior year. I had to go up a few weight classes because I just couldn't. I kept outgrowing my weight classes. I was at 49 and 57.
Well, yeah, you were probably hitting a growth spurt too.
Oh yeah, I put on. I mean, I was 106 my freshman year of high school.
Like walking at 106?
Walking. I didn't hit 100 pounds until high school.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
You would never know it now.
No. Well, it was funny because in high school, everyone thought I was gonna wrestle in college at 125, 133, 141, and then they all saw me at a college tournament wrestling at 174.
Yeah.
Like,
the fuck happened to you?
Like, what the hell? What's the water in Cleveland like, man? They putting the water out there, man. I was like, yeah.
Are you? So you're not originally from Cleveland?
No, I'm actually from the first state of Delaware.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Man. Yep.
I had no idea.
Man.
Nice. Was
Yeah.
Delaware the first state?
Yes, it was.
Holy shit! I always thought DC was first, but I guess that's completely wrong.
No, it's
Delaware. Nice.
Yep.
And you said your aunt is from Virginia. Is she from the DMV or is she like further out in Virginia?
Yeah, so she is originally from Delaware.
Okay.
My whole family is from Delaware. Actually, she moved out there. She just moved down there with her husband and stuff. He was in the Army and stuff.
Okay.
He retired Army guy.
Okay.
There you go.
Shout out to him.
But yeah, she's always been. She came to my wrestling matches a lot. I used to go down to Virginia all the time to wrestle at the big national tournament. All American down there, and Virginia Beach. It's like the biggest wrestling tournament in high school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I used to go. So I moved to Ohio from Washington D.C.
Really?
Yeah. So I used to go to Virginia Beach all the time. Really? I used to hang out in Virginia a lot, Maryland a lot. I had no idea that the biggest tournament was in Virginia Beach.
One of the biggest. There's Beast of the East, Iron Man, like that's in Ohio.
Okay.
Big national tournaments. And then the summer tournaments is the NHSCAs. It's like where a lot of the college, Division I college coaches come after and recruit you. And I didn't place my first 2 years, and then my junior and senior year, I had like 100 kids in my bracket.
Okay.
About 115 kids, and I lost the round before the quarters my junior year.
Yeah.
I had to win 7 in a row to place.
Jeez.
I won 6 in a row, and then I wrestled 3-time Nebraska state champ in the in the blood round. And I'm a 2-time state champ in Delaware.
Okay.
At the time.
Blow it up for that.
Yeah. And then it was overtime. I was winning by a stall call, and then
really quick. You're talking to someone I don't know jack all about wrestling. What is a stall call?
So a stall call means that you're not constantly wrestling. Like you're just basically stalling the whole time to like not wrestle. You're not performing any moves and no action.
Yeah.
Ref's gonna call you for a stall. That's what
so if the other person's doing that, you get a point for that?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So I was winning off of 1 point, and then my arm got caught. I was on bottom, and my arm got caught in the singlet.
Oh.
And the ref blowed the whistle, said I was pulling the singlet. Gives me 1 point, and my dad, I'll never forget this. I love about my dad. He said, all right, we won't win off a stall call. We go on our feet because it's a 1 minute overtime. Takedown wins it.
Okay.
I shoot a double, and he tried to grab my leg. There's a lot of funk wrestling. So funk wrestling is a new style of wrestling that's just came out within like the last 10 years.
Okay.
He tried to roll over my leg, and I caught him on his back.
Nice.
And ref calls too, and you can keep him there until you pin him. I pinned him. The crowd went nuts.
So you won.
I won. I pinned him, and I all American jumped in my dad's arms, and
man,
it's the best feeling in the world.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that. We starting the show off on a high note.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Started off on a happy note.
Yeah, and honestly though,
I didn't know where the story was going because when you said you won 6, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
He's about to say I got to the final.
Plot twist.
Couldn't pull it off.
Plot twist. Yeah, absolutely.
Plot twist on us. You see that, people? You see that? Oh man, I remember talking to you in Barley. We were talking about wrestling, and obviously it's a club. You probably couldn't hear me, but I told you, I was like, my wrestling is hot garbage. I've always said this. Like my takedown defense, this is what my takedown defense is. I have a really good guard. So like once we hit the ground, I'm going to tap whoever it is. But my takedown, bro, a toddler could take me down. Like my ex-girlfriend used to take me down. Like my takedown defense is hot trash to the point I started owning it, and I would just leave the leg out there. Like, you're going to shoot for it, so go ahead and take it.
Yeah.
And then once we get down there, I'm going to start to work. But yeah, I tried to do a takedown on one of my guys that I used to train. I was talking about Smalls. I shot a double leg on him, and this dude's legs are like basically like 2 oak trees.
3 trunks. Oh my
like,
goodness.
Planted into the ground. Bro, it was like I hit a wall. And I couldn't do nothing but sit there and laugh. Like, I don't even, like, out of everybody that was in my gym to take down, I tried to take down the 360-pound freaking statue. Yeah, like that was, that shows you how bad my wrestling is. Yeah. That was a terrible choice.
Oh yeah.
So you are fighting Saturday, and there's kind of a weird story behind this because you've gone through like 7 different opponents.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's going on with that. Because we've all been there. I mean, I know John has been there. I know Smalls have been there. We've been there where like opponents have changed, but I've never experienced like 7 different people.
Yeah.
Like, and this is your first fight. So first fight, first one out the gate. There's no tape on you. There's no YouTube videos.
Nothing.
There's no scouting report.
Nothing. There's
first
nothing.
fight, and 6 people, because this is the 7th, right?
This is the 7th, yeah.
6 people have been like, nah, fam, I don't want that smoke.
Yeah, well, my promoter called me and was like, well, we first had a contract signed back in July.
Okay.
And I was supposed to originally fight August 14th. And then the venue got the big complications with the venue, so they moved it to September 11th with this opponent I had. And he was I don't know what his style was. He was a boxer, I think. He trained out in hooligans or something like that. Okay. And I was like, okay, fine. And then my promoter called me about 2-3 weeks later. Was like, hey, we got a problem. I'm like, what's the problem? the guy signed another fight contract to fight in August. And and you can't, in the rules in MMA and like the commission and stuff, is that you can't sign another contract 30 days prior to your first contract. So if you try to fight me, say we have a fight at the end of the month, and I sign another contract a week before or like 2 weeks before, and I get knocked the hell out, and I get suspended for 6 months. You get suspended like that, and then I don't have an opponent. And then he's like, hey, I'll find another opponent for you. See if you get. I mean, he got choked out in the first round.
Well, he didn't get knocked out, so
he said he went under and all that. And then my promoter calls, hey, I got a guy for you. He's about 2-0. I was like, all right. I mean, I don't care. What's his background? He's a wrestler. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't really care at this point.
Yeah.
He's like, he can't get off work. I'm like, whatever. He can't get off. I'm like, can't get off work. And we're like 2 months out. Are you kidding me?
I think your brother might be in the chat.
Is he? Oh, that's my dad.
Oh, that's your dad?
That's my dad. Yeah. But yeah.
Papa Joe is in the chat.
Yeah, there he is. But yeah, so I had another guy. There was a blue belt. My promoter, he quoted it. He was like, "Yeah, I'd call this guy. He's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu." And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm in. What's his style?" And he's like, "Oh, he's a Division I wrestler." He's like, "Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare." And he hung up, and then hung up. And then another guy, kickboxer. They're like, "Yeah, he's a Division I wrestler." Yeah, sorry, we're not going to click.
That's weird.
I'm like, dude, like.
That's really weird. Okay, obviously you don't have to call out gyms if like they probably didn't tell you anyway. But it's so weird to me that like I could tell you as a coach, right? As a fighter, but more so as a coach, there would never be a time where I would say to one of my guys, "Okay, that person is a wrestler. We're not gonna take that fight," because now you know what to work on. Okay, let's work on our takedown defense. Let's work on staying up and work on striking. You know what I mean? Obviously, easier said than done. But these are the things that make you a better fighter. Like if you're a striker and you go up there against a wrestler and you lose to that wrestler, now you know what to work on. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Especially it's amateur, dude. You're not going to get that hurt. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a fighter, right, you're going to take some lumps. If you're fighting a wrestler, work on your takedown defense. And if it doesn't work out, okay, you need to work on it more. You know what I mean? As a jiu-jitsu guy, you want to be on your back anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're confident in your jiu-jitsu, then you should say, okay, he's a wrestler. I mean, there was a time where a lot of jiu-jitsu guys were preying on wrestlers because now this is a while ago. Wrestlers now have knowledge of other, you know what I mean, of other things. But there was a while where jiu-jitsu players were preying on wrestlers because they were like, okay, I want to be on my back. I want them in my guard. They're going to do the work for me. You know what I mean? I don't got to take them down. They're going to take me down.
Yeah, they fall.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they fall. So they fall right into it. Obviously, these day and age, people cross-train. It's a different day. But that's so strange to me that they would say, nah, that's okay. Now, unless they looked up and was like, oh, did we mention that he's a multi-time state champion? Yeah. That's a whole other thing.
That's the thing. Well, because he was like, yeah, he's a 3-time state champ, 2-time All-American in high school.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
They're like, jaw drops. I'm like, come on, like, why can't you just tell him that I wrestled a little bit?
Dude, that's like going into your first fight fighting like Josh Koscheck or something like that.
I'm like, come on, man. Like,
first fight out, you're fighting Randy fucking Couture. Like you're fighting.
Dude, that would have been like, it's like me fighting Khabib or something like that. Yeah. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
I mean, bro, your resume is pretty. You have a pretty. When it comes to wrestling, you do definitely have a pretty elite resume. I mean, you got a lot of championships under your belt. And that, now that I think about that, I can see, well, but still, yeah. you're gonna take some lumps fighting. And if you're scared of getting hit, like obviously the thought is like the kickboxer, right? His thought is probably this person's going to take me down and ground and pound. That's going to happen eventually anyway. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like if you're in this game long enough, but you got to figure out ways to get out of that. That might as well be now when it's on the amateur scene where they're more careful about like whether or not you get hurt, stuff like that, than they are in the pros. In the pros, all people want to see is blood.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. But on the amateur scene, like there's a lot of things in place to keep everybody safe. Like those refs are very like they're very
sensitive.
Yeah, they're very sensitive about things.
Like if you see a guy get taken down and the guy gets hit about 6 or 7 times, they're gonna like, hey, protect yourself.
And then for sure.
Put his guard down, then they'll stop it right away. If you disable the fighter, mm-hmm. and like if you trap his arm, you just keep hitting his face, and the guy's not be able to protect. Yeah,
they're gonna stop it. They're gonna stop it. Like that. Plus, and you're not gonna eat any elbows.
No.
So at the end of the day, on the ground, like most of the time, me personally, if I'm taken down, the main thing I'm worried about is elbows.
That's what
I don't mind punches because punches give me a chance to catch that arm and then start. I can work with punches. Elbows, you kind of can't work with those. You get hit with an elbow, your head bounces off the fight.
Well, you get hit in the elbow, you're guaranteed to get cut.
Yeah. And cuts can stop fights.
And also, the only thing with wrestlers is that the Ben Askren fight with Masvidal went for that double, put his head down, and Jorge just timed it.
Man,
perfect. Oh my God! Like that's my worst fear. That's my biggest like.
Well, that ain't gonna happen in the amateur scene.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Then when I go pro, like when we train I train in strong style. Mm-hmm. We train like when we're pro. Yeah. Like we're going. You always got to be. Don't like sit back on the amateur rules because when you go pro, you're not gonna be able to. You get a shitty double A, you're getting domed in the face.
And the thing about the amateur rules is like your amateur career is going to go by in a blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to be fighting pro literally in no time. Like those five fights will go by pretty quick.
I'm probably going to have 3 at the end of the year.
You might even have them before that because I know amateur scene. Like I know amateur guys that were fighting like every month, like once a month.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you could because. The suspensions, if I'm not mistaken, unless they changed it, but the suspensions work differently where like, let's say you win the fight and you kind of didn't get touched up too much.
It just depends.
They're not going to, they're not really going to suspend you. Yeah.
Like if you go under like a guy.
Oh yeah. They're going to suspend you.
You go all 3 rounds and you're just mangled.
You're lumped up. Yeah, for sure.
But if you knock the guy out in the first 15 seconds, like
they're not going to suspend you.
They're not going to suspend you.
Yeah. That's always been weird to me. Like, fighters win fights and get suspended, and it's like, dude, they fought a round and never got touched. You know what I mean? Like I watch a UFC and I watch like Khabib, right? Khabib getting suspended. I'm like, for what? Like he freaking dominated this entire fight and finished the dude. Like, what is he suspended for? It's always a weird thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, dude, I have confidence in you. I have confidence in you. Just by the way you carry yourself, I have a lot of confidence. The way you talk about it, like the way you wrap your head around the game, the way that your vulnerability, and what I mean by that, I don't mean vulnerabilities in your game. Mm-hmm. The fact that you're willing to post the process. So like there's a lot of guys that come from wrestling, right? And then they'll start striking. You'll never see videos of them striking. Mm-mm. Whereas you're like, okay, look, it's a process. I know. No, I don't look like fucking Anderson Silva right now, but I also don't look like, Billy in the 5th grade down the street. You know what I'm saying? So like, and the fact that you post that and you post the process, and like to me that the vulnerability or your openness about it, to me shows your fearlessness. Yeah. And I know that's kind of like a contradiction, no, not at all. But you know what I mean? Just the way your head wraps around the things. I have a lot of confidence in you, man. Like the minute I remember when I first met you, I was like, dude, you need to start fighting. Because you weren't training to fight yet. You were wrestling. I was like, dude, you need to start fighting.
Yeah. Well, the first thing you told me was like,
you look like every villain from every Van Damme.
That's exactly what you told me, and I'll never forget that.
Oh my God!
I always wore the tank tops and slicked my
hair
back. Bro. You just looked at me one night like, bro, you look like every single villain, like
in every Van Damme movie, every '90s like action movie, whether it's Van Damme or Schwarzenegger, every villain, like the lead guy. I was like, bro, you look just like him, man, and you look like you know who Eric Roberts is? Eric Roberts. You ever see Best of the Best? The Best of the Best movies?
I have not.
Eric Roberts is Julia Roberts' brother.
Okay.
And this dude has been like, for some reason, has been like in every hip hop video ever. Really? But he was in this movie. It was a Taekwondo-based movie called Best of the Best. It's the shit, bro. Listen, most martial artists, if you're like, have you seen Best of the Best? They're like, fuck yeah. That's like our Instagram.
Let me check, yeah. Yeah, it's still going on here.
Still going over there? All right.
Yeah, it's still going on.
Oh, yeah, we're back. We're back now, it looks like.
Having technical difficulties.
Yeah, it looks like we're back. Okay, cool.
Outstanding.
Long as we're back.
Yeah, as long as we're back.
Yeah, never back down. The first one, what was it? I don't know if I saw the first one. Oh, no, that had what is it? Jim and Hansu, is that his name?
I think that's his name.
Yeah. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yup.
Yeah, he was in that.
Doing the leg kicks.
Yeah.
So badass.
Oh, man. My only problem with that is that dude's not really a martial artist.
No.
Okay, let me ask you this. As a now martial artist, I mean, technically you could call wrestling a martial art. So as a lifetime martial artist, do you ever watch, like, when you watch action movies? Obviously, when we were kids, we are like, this is the shit. But do you ever watch action movies later and, like, they have people in it that aren't martial artists and you see their techniques and you're like, man, this is kind of hot trash?
Yeah, I critique it too. Like, like I used to be the guy when I used to watch Rocky.
Mm-hmm, okay.
And, like, I used to thought when I was younger, like, oh, boxing, like, is that how they box, like, in real life?
Right.
And then
they're fucking swinging from back in.
Clubber Lang is just doing haymakers. Yeah. Apollo's just doing jabs. And I'm like, I'm going to try one. And then, like, when I actually got into fighting, I'm like, God, their technique is awful. Like,
they're telegraphing like a motherfucker.
And, like, when the action movies and stuff, I'm like, sometimes they do put MMA fighters in there, like George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre was on Captain America. Yeah,
for a hot second.
His technique was like,
impeccable.
And, I mean, it just showed, like, just looked like, he knew what he was doing. Mm-hmm. And you notice that the camera moves a lot more when there's people that don't know what they're doing. Yeah. The camera, like, shifts over angles and stuff.
It cuts a lot, too.
And they put stuntmen in there, and, like, they just show, like, it's very, very choreographed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And versus, like, if you know a guy, you can tell when, like, in a movie, I can tell in a movie, like, when a guy knows what he's doing when he's fighting. Yeah. Like, with the angles, his jabs, and, the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling. Like, John Wick would be the prime example.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to wrestling and the grappling, and it was more of judo.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of judo and wrestling in the John Wick movies.
Yeah.
They actually had a scene of wrestling in the scene when, I'm pretty sure it was the third one. And it had showed them, the, kids wrestling in Russia and stuff. Like
yeah. Wasn't that when he went to the spot where he used to train? Yes. And the kids were doing, I think they were doing Sambo. Yeah, wrestling. They were doing Sambo.
Yeah, so it just showed, like, I mean, that movie was, like, I would say it would be the closest thing grappling-wise. Okay. Was, like, very precise in grappling. And
also, shout out to Nicole. Is that your...
That's my Aunt Nicole.
Your Aunt Nicole?
That's the ArchAngelo.
Is she a mom?
Married to yes, she is.
She's a mom?
Yeah, she's married.
Why'd she say here, kitty, kitty? Is there a story behind that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you got some fans over here on Instagram as well.
Do I?
Yes. Fabian, okay. Fabian said, love you, Chase. You're going to kill it Saturday.
Thank you very much,
Who is Fabian? Is that...
Fabian's one of my good friends in college. We actually met my freshman year of college, and we, like, I was at a party and stuff. Yeah. She was there, and, like, we actually became good friends. And then,
well, I kind of meant, like, is she a mom, or is she related to you or anything?
No.
She's not mom? Okay, so we'll blow it up for Fabian.
Yeah.
You was about to give me the whole backstory. You was probably about to let out some shit she ain't want let out. Like, we were at a party, she was hammered.
No,
she danced on the fucking.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
I had to interject. Fabian, I had your back. I had to interject real quick.
No, it's all good.
Oh, my man Andre is in the chat. What up, Andre? Mr. Andre Leon. How you doing, brother? Oh, we just over here talking, My man Chase has a fight this Saturday down in Akron. What's the name of the event?
So it's Cage Thunder 12 bout.
Okay.
It's at Akron, Ohio, at Chaparral Center.
Okay.
A lot of the amateur and pro fights are there a lot. They were originally supposed to do it at the Jacob Pavilion down in the flats.
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of excited about that, but they were just like, we're just gonna stick to Akron right now.
Yeah.
But
Who's the so that's not a NAFS event, right? That's not an NAAFS event, because I know they were doing a lot of the like in this area and like all like in Mansfield, and I think even down in, because I know my guys fought here and then they fought in Mansfield and they also fought in Cincinnati, and that was all NAFS stuff, like NAAFS.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if NAFS is involved with it. I know a lot of guys from Strong Style fights for NAFS as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're based right here in right here in the CLE.
You got a lot of fighters out here, man. I'll tell you
They
that.
say Ohio is fight country. There's a lot of fighters that come out of just Ohio in general. There's a ton of fighters that come out of here. Like there's a lot of champions. Like I mean, you got what was that?
I don't know.
Oh no, that was a Facebook thing. Okay, never mind. You got a lot of I know Stipe, they say it was the first champion out of Cleveland, but he wasn't the first champion out of Ohio because Rich Franklin was from Ohio.
Yes.
And I think we were just talking about him.
Matt Brown?
No. Cody. Cody's from Ohio.
Yeah.
And so
he wrestled at Claymont.
Did he?
He wrestled at Claymont High School, yeah.
Okay.
I actually met him.
I never knew Cody was a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he just boxed. I thought he was just, so he does have wrestling.
I don't know what he did in high school, but I'm pretty sure he was state placer or something like that.
Okay.
But I actually met him 5 years ago, the weigh-in when Stipe fought in Cleveland against Overeem.
Okay.
That was my official visit in Cleveland. My first time coming to Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Oh.
And I
caught a lot of flack for that fight, though, by the way.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm an Overeem fan.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing, man. Really quick. I'm not interrupting you. I'm going to let you finish.
No, you're good.
Here's the thing. I'm a fight fan. First of all, I'm not a Clevelander. I moved to Cleveland,
right.
so I'm not a Clevelander.
Same here.
I love Stipe. I've met him on a number of times. I've met a lot of guys that train with him. I love the guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been an Overeem fan since I was a little kid. Like I've been an Overeem fan since, put it like this. I'm such a longtime Overeem fan. I was a fan of Valentine Overeem, which is his older brother. So I'm like, the Overeem brothers I've been a fan of before I knew Stipe existed. You know what I mean? So so when he's fighting, when people were asking me, they were like, who do you like? I was like, I think Stipe, I've said this on the show, Stipe has no reason to believe that there is anybody out there that he can't beat. Just like Ngannou has no reason to believe that he can't knock anyone out. There's no reason that Stipe should believe that there's anyone that can like beat him.
Of course.
But I was like, I'm an Overeem fan, so I'm rooting for Overeem.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, so when I was there, I watched the weigh-in. I was with my coaches and a couple of the guys and stuff. And then the guy who was hosting me was like, hey, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings, grab something to eat.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Walk in there, and there was like a line or something, and I shoulder bumped this guy. He was wearing he was wearing a Browns jersey. I was like, hey, my bad, man. I looked at him, and it was Cody Garbrandt.
Oh, shit.
I was literally like this. I was like, you're Cody Garbrandt. He's like, hey, man, what's up? I had like my red polo on, like wearing my, Europe stuff and stuff like that. Like, yeah, man, I'm on my official visit out here and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I got a fight coming up, man. Good luck with wrestling and everything. I was like, probably the nicest dudes I've ever met.
Cody seems like a really nice guy.
Talked to him for about 5 minutes, and people were like waiting in line to get his autograph and stuff. I got a picture with him and stuff. It was pretty cool, and and then that's the last time I saw him. But like I've watched him fight throughout the years and stuff, and became a big fan. And then I watched Stipe fight Overeem, and I actually am an Overeem fan because he's literally one of the godfathers of like of MMA in general.
He's probably one of the most decorated heavyweights of all time. And what I mean by that dude has been champions in so many different things, not just MMA. I mean, he fought in Japan a lot, right? Yeah, he fought in Pride, and he was smaller in Pride. He fought at 205 in Pride.
Yeah, that's what.
And then he started eating horse meat and got as big as a house, which I love. Overeem, when he fought Brock, I was like, oh yeah, that's Overeem right there. I'm not mad at it. But I'm still. I mean, who knows what the future holds for him? He's not in UFC anymore. I don't know if he's officially retired from MMA.
I'm not sure what he's
doing. I don't know. Who knows? He might go to Anderson Silva route and start boxing.
A lot of the guys are going. They're either going to Bellator. And then they're going to that bare knuckle thing.
Yeah.
And then also they're like Silva. They're doing the boxing.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. Like Silva is a legitimate fucking boxer though.
He's
like
good.
There's a lot of guys that fight MMA that they'll They don't look great in boxing. Fucking McGregor didn't look great boxing.
No.
Tyron looked decent, but Tyron used to box.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ben looked like hot trash.
It was such a disaster.
Yeah, that was horrible. Personally, when I watched the Tyron Jake Paul fight, I think at most it would have been a tie.
Absolutely.
Because knockdowns count for a lot. I don't see why they didn't count him being knocked down when he got sent into the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird to me. You know, I understand we're in Cleveland. Everybody's going to ride for Jake.
Absolutely.
I get it. One thing I do on this show is I talk about, you know, I always say I have to keep the same energy across the board.
Of course.
So if people go back and listen to past episodes, they'll realize I keep the same energy. If I say one thing for one side, I say the same thing for the other side. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that a lot of people here haven't been doing, when McGregor fought Mayweather, everybody was like, "Oh, well, Mayweather may have beaten him, but if he would have stepped into the cage, he would get demolished." That is a fact. Absolutely. However, if you call somebody out, you got to meet them where they are. Yes. McGregor called Mayweather out, so he had to step into the boxing ring. Tyron called out Jake. He went to the dressing room. He called out Jake. So he had to go to the, you know, and I'm not, and then I asked those people, I'm like, well, since you said that then, why aren't you now saying, why doesn't Jake meet Tyron in the, oh, Adam King. Adam said, dude definitely needs to play a bad guy in a movie. Looks like one of the Hawks from the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, man.
Him and Bobby Jagger Jack would make a good movie. So I have another friend, Bobby Jagger Jack. He's actually been in a couple movies.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to holler at him, man. We got to get you a role in something.
All right.
We got to get you a role. If I got to make the movie myself, man, I will executive produce. We going to get you in something.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I was like, all of those same people. And I was specific. I talked to the people. I'm like, well, why aren't you saying that now? Right. Is it because Jake is the hometown guy? You know? Yeah. And then I'm like, is Westlake Cleveland? Mm-hmm. There's that debate's been going on. Yeah. And so a lot of people now are saying, well, no, Westlake is Cleveland. But I'm like, but wait a minute. When them motherfuckers were ODing on heroin, Westlake wasn't Cleveland.
No.
You know what I mean? So when it's bad shit or, you know, somebody kidnaps somebody, oh, well, that's Westlake. That's not Cleveland.
That's Westlake. Yeah.
But now it's the rich dude and he's doing things. Oh, no, that's Cleveland. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing.
Yeah, the Jake Paul fight, I mean, like I'm team MMA all the way. But
yeah.
I mean, what the mistakes that Tyrone did with the Jake Paul fight is that he could have finished him multiple times in that fight.
100%.
And he did it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the mistake.
And that's why I would say Jake Paul did have a chance that the judges put him. That's the reason why he lost that fight.
Yeah.
But like I don't have a problem with Jake Paul. I mean, I think he's really good for the sport because he's promoting it, but
he's getting people paid.
He's getting a lot of people paid. That's what I'm saying.
I actually said that as well. I am glad that Tyron got the payday that he got.
Absolutely.
Because he deserves it. I mean, the dude was a great champion. Definitely one of the top 170s.
No, without a doubt.
In UFC history. Like, he was very active. He paid his dues. Him getting a big paycheck, I'm all about that. Yeah. I'm all about that. I could do without the disrespect. Mm-hmm. I could do without the, you got to get a tattoo to fight again. To me, that's a bit elitist. Yeah, that's...
That's the YouTube thing.
He
wants ratings and money.
Yeah,
and all that.
Exactly.
And that's the thing about me. Like sometimes, in this society today, like stuff like that sells.
Exactly.
And like sometimes you got to play the bad guy a little bit. You know
Absolutely.
And that's what I like about Jake Paul is that
heels make the money.
Guy. Absolutely. And when I get in the UFC, I don't want to be the nice guy and stuff sometimes. But
right.
if I go big one day, I'm gonna be like, make sure that. I want motherfuckers selling tickets for me. I want people,
right.
You know what I mean?
If that happens, we will blank out this part of the.
Yeah. Make sure you cut that out.
Yeah, no evidence. No evidence.
Yeah.
The minute you get a UFC contract, I'm gonna be like, let me blank this out.
Yeah, cut that out, right? Yeah, but no, I mean, but the way he did it, though, I mean, I thought he did a good job of promoting it and stuff.
For sure.
When
I'm here for that.
Yeah, but like also like when he talks about when. Boxing is a very different style. It's apples and oranges, and like it's one style. Like you're focusing on one part in combat sports. MMA is a very different thing. Like you can get like the Conor McGregor situation.
Yeah,
Conor's a good boxer in MMA, but when he's in the boxing ring, it's totally different.
Totally different.
And it's different footwork. That's why
even just wearing shoes
absolutely
makes it completely different.
It really does.
Yeah,
and
the only reason I think Tyron did better than people thought he was is because Tyron was a boxer.
Yes.
That was many years ago, but it's there. Yeah. Wrestlers, man, y'all are some fascinating dudes, man. Fascinating dudes. Except for Ben. Ben kind of embarrassed y'all.
Ben, I was like,
and Ben's an elite wrestler.
Oh, he's
a damn good wrestler.
He's a funk wrestler though.
Okay.
So like funk wrestling and Ben Askren was a 2-time All-American.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he won nationals twice, but his wrestling style and he did great in the Bellator. He was a world champion in Bellator.
Yeah, he did great in if I'm not mistaken in one. Was it ONE FC?
I think
because that's where he came from. Because remember they traded Demetrius Johnson across,
and
they got Ben Askren. Yeah.
So he was there, and then he went to Bellator, won the title there, and then got into the UFC, fought Robbie Lawler. It was a controversial tap out at the end. Or
I don't see. Here's the thing.
You said he went limp, but I don't know, man.
I'm torn. I'm torn. I think Robbie did drop him on his head.
Yeah.
That was clear. Ben was bleeding from the skull. He got him in that side headlock. I've seen people finish people with that move.
Yes.
Carlos Newton finished.
I know exactly what fight you're talking about. He dropped him on his head, right?
No, that Matt Hughes dropped Carlos Newton on his head. But when Carlos Newton won the belt, it was against Matt Hughes' trainer.
I'm terrible with names.
I want to say he's a Croatian dude. He does commentating now, but he had him in that. I call it the high school headlock. He had him in that, tapped him with that, and then Matt Hughes dropped him. Well, Matt Hughes didn't really slam him. Matt Hughes picked him up and then went to sleep.
Yeah.
If you watch that fight, they woke Matt Hughes up and was like, "Here's the belt." Right. That was a lot of people had a problem with that because they were like, both of them were out. But then they woke Matt Hughes up and was like, "Here's the belt." And it's kind of like, at that point, you should kind of call it a draw. Wake them both up and be like, he retains his belt because it's a draw. Because the second fight, Matt Hughes actually beat him. The second time they fought. So, he would have got there eventually. But why can't I think of his name?
I can't either.
That was back in the day too. That was
when the UFC was up and coming.
That shit was the Wild West.
I was like, what? You watch that on TV? They're like, there's still guys fighting with geese and shit.
Yeah. You know what's weird is and I'm sure this happens to you very often. So when people find out that, obviously a lot of people that know me, they know me as Tiger the DJ.
Right.
Not many people know that I fight. There's people that watch the podcast and then will find out oh shit, you fight or you used to train or still train. But let me ask you this. So when people find out that you're doing MMA, do you get the people that their knowledge of MMA is just seeing clips from way back in the day from UFC. And so they're like, oh my God, that's so brutal. Not realizing it's come leaps and bounds since then. They're just watching a bare knuckle sumo wrestler fighting a fucking French savate guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So do you get those people that think that it's the most brutal thing in the world, but they haven't kept up with it?
I do. I have guys that say, they know some knowledge of the sport, but they watched when Royce Gracie was in it. And When Liddell and Ortiz was in it. And when there was these rules that now the UFC's somewhat a little more safe, but with gloves and the rules and restrictions and stuff like that. I do have people that have no idea what MMA is, and they're like, "Dude, that's barbaric."
Really quick, not to interrupt you. Will. First of all, shout out to Will. It was Militich. Pat Militich. That's exactly who it was.
Thank you, Will.
So my chat is like a hive mind. Yeah. Usually I just say things and I'll be like, man, I can't remember that. And I just wait. I continue with the convo and then somebody in the chat always comes through. My man Will. Yeah, so they haven't watched it since then, and they get super weird with you about it.
No, they're very curious about it. Why would you do that as your lifestyle and stuff?
Yeah.
That's really brutal, and it's not good for your mental health. I'm like, I was like, you know what? Thank you for worrying about me, but you know what? In my opinion, I wrestled in college. I wrestled for about 19, 20 years, and you know what? After I watched McGregor win the world title and stuff, I was like, I want that. That looks awesome. I mean, why not?
Which time? Because he won 2 belts.
Well, the first when he knocked out Aldo.
When he knocked out Aldo, that broke my heart, man. Aldo is I'm a Brazilian, so
I know he's a goat. Aldo's a goat. He held the belt for about 10 years, right? Before that, right?
You know what? I'll tell you exactly what happened in that fight. It's same thing I was talking when we were talking about Cody earlier. Aldo got emotional, rushed across the ring. We've never seen him do that.
Never
rushed across the ring, and McGregor had been practicing that punch. Backstage, he was like, this is what I'm going to hit him with.
Yep.
And it's almost like he knew, I'm going to get in his head, I'm gonna get him emotional. He's gonna rush me. Yeah. I'm gonna hit him with this fucking punch. You know what I mean?
That and the mental warfare too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That whole lead up, snatching the belt and all that stuff.
He did not look the same when he walked in that cage.
He led up to that moment.
I saw it at my friend's house, and I looked at that man. I was like, that man is not ready. He's looking down. Yeah. Connor was
he was ready, but he was pissed.
He was pissed.
And you can't do that.
Well, that's what Ali did too. When he,
Ali Foreman, the Rumble in the Jungle.
He was sitting right in the corner like this.
Yep.
He was wasting punches.
Talking shit. Had people chanting and shit.
Yep. I mean,
same thing with Ben and Jorge.
Yeah.
Jorge was like, he talked shit about him trying to take him down. He talked shit about I think Jorge even talked some shit about Ben not being able to take him down, or I don't care if he takes me down, whatever, I'm gonna tap my blah blah. So then Ben is like, I'm gonna shoot this fucking takedown and drop him on his head.
And Ben's a trash talker too.
Ben is a troll.
I don't really like Ben. I like him because I liked him as a wrestler.
Yeah.
I watched him when I was younger and stuff. Mm-hmm. But like his wrestling style, in my opinion, would be, it's not a dominant style in wrestling. Like guys like, let's say, like George St. Pierre, in my opinion, was the best wrestler in UFC.
And that dude didn't even wrestle in school. He started training with, I think it was the Canadian Olympic team.
Yeah.
Later on, yeah.
He was wrestling. His wrestling was super. That kind of wrestling versus Ben Askren wrestling, I'd say, because it just showed when he wrestled. It was funny because Ben Askren wrestled Jordan Burroughs.
Okay.
And people don't know Jordan Burroughs.
Oh, DJ Raven is now in the house. Also, Trizzy is in the house. You know Trevor from Barley. Yeah, he's in the house. He's over on Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know why he ain't saying nothing. He's over there being shy.
Yeah.
And my homeboy Georgie is in the chat. He's from Bulgaria. He boxes. He does MMA as well. He works out on Put in Bay.
Oh, outstanding.
Hell yeah. So you were saying that you said Ben Askren wrestled
Jordan Burroughs in a freestyle match, and Jordan, and like everyone knows how funky he is. He like grabs ankles, rolls and stuff, and Burroughs smoked him.
Really?
Smoked him. It looked like a high schooler versus a college wrestler out there.
Oh wow.
It was bad.
Wow.
Very bad. And I was like, what? Like it was a big promotion and stuff, and then it just shows like a very aggressive wrestler.
Oh, wait, hold on real quick. Will said, don't know if it's for the others, but Chase sounds a lot quieter than you. It's because he's talking far away from the mic. Get right up on the mic.
Right on the mic.
Right up on the mic.
All right, outstanding. Thank you, William.
I know as guys, we're not used to having phallic objects just like right up in our face, but
absolutely. That'll we're clinching or something like that, hitting people, you know.
Oh man. Let me ask you this. Now that you're transitioning to MMA, as with anything, once you transition to MMA, well, I know like, okay, let's say boxing, right?
Yeah.
You can be a boxer, and then once you transition to MMA, your boxing changes because it has to, because boxing and MMA is different than regular boxing. Same thing with kickboxing, like Muay Thai. Muay Thai and MMA is way different than just Muay Thai. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I would because I can speak on most other things, but I'm not a wrestler, never claimed to be. I have a lot of respect for we'll just say it much better. I have a lot of respect for wrestlers. Once you transition to MMA, and this is something I never asked my guys, and I probably should have, but I wasn't doing a podcast back then. Once you transition to MMA, does it also change your wrestling? Like, is wrestling for MMA a bit different than just like if you're just wrestling? I would imagine, because you got to look for things like knees and punches and stuff like that. Yeah. So like, what have you kind of had to change up for the transition over to MMA?
When it comes to MMA and wrestling is a totally different footwork. When wrestling, I lead with my right leg, and in MMA, I lead with my left leg.
Okay.
And the footwork is totally backwards. And like sometimes when I shoot across the body.
Okay.
MMA, I lead with my left leg. I have to shoot with my left leg. I'm not used to that, and it's totally different footwork. That's when I set up with like an overhand right, and I go to lead with my right leg, go for a takedown. It's a lot about footwork, and also like there's a lot more doors opening. Like, you know, you're gonna get hit. You know, I keep my head moving. That's a big issue with wrestlers, that their head movement's not that good.
Yeah,
and like, I mean, we can take punches. I mean, I've been hit punches. I got one right here from practicing.
Right.
So. Shout out to Alexa.
Also, I think.
My dad.
I think your uncle's in the house, John.
Let's see.
Old Donghue. He said, "Hello,
That's
nephew from the dirty South."
Oh, that's my uncle.
Okay.
That's
He's a dad as well?
Yes, he is. He actually played in the majors.
Did he?
Yeah, he played.
Hell yeah.
Played for the Orioles for a few years. And
Nice.
Played for LSU.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's blow it up for that.
Yep. And then my dad's wife's on here too.
Oh. Ingrid.
Yeah.
That's a dope name.
Absolutely.
It's isn't that like a Russian name?
I think it's Polish.
Polish?
She told me she's Polish.
Okay. Sounds right.
Yeah. But yeah, MMA and like wrestling, like I noticed like when I stepped in there and and a lot of my trainers, like Marcus, he's the top guy.
Yeah, Marcus Marinelli.
Yeah. He noticed that.
Good guy.
Great guy.
The few times that I've met him, solid guy.
He told me like wrestling, it's all about footwork. Because even guys that have been pro for a few years, they said, yeah, listen, you just have wrestling footwork right now.
Yeah.
It's all about fakes and different styles of wrestling. Because a guy that I know really well, he wrestled at Kent State. He's like, I was the same way, and now his footwork's MMA.
Gagey was a wrestler for a long time.
He wrestled for Colorado State. Not Colorado State. God, where did he wrestle? I mean, he was he All-American.
Yeah. And his footwork now with striking is beautiful.
Beautiful.
That dude's leg kicks.
He's a very all-around great MMA fighter.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't think he was he would be a wrestler, but you wouldn't think his stand-up, you wouldn't think he's a wrestler.
Honestly, I didn't know, because a lot of times when I watch fights, like as a lifetime MMA guy and as a lifetime of watching MMA, a lot of times I watch the fights, like I don't even have the sound on.
Yeah.
I'm just watching the fights because for me, I'm as an MMA fan, I'm trying to look at it in a very non-biased way.
Absolutely.
I don't want to hear what the commentators are saying because
Never.
the commentators will have you thinking somebody's winning a fight.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And it's just a whole plot twist.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
So I watch it with the sound off. So a lot of his fights, obviously the bigger fights I'll watch with sound on, but a lot of his fights that I watched with the sound off. I had no idea he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
I thought this dude came from a kickboxing background. I thought he's just, I thought he trained wrestling, obviously, but I thought he was a striker. I honestly did. Is the chat doing that thing where it refreshes? Yeah, it refreshes sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. I thought he was a full out striker. And then I watched I think it was one of his big fights was coming up. I think it was against Ferguson.
Yeah.
And
that was a big
and they were doing the lead up videos and stuff, and I was watching them on YouTube, and I was like, wait, this dude's a wrestler? Yeah. I had no idea. I would never know because I don't think I've ever seen the dude shoot a takedown. He just gets out there and bangs. His style has changed a lot too, because when he first got to the UFC, he would just try to bang it out.
Yeah.
And just try to basically gut out every fight. I think that's why he lost against
Poirier.
No,
not Poirier.
Before that
I didn't really follow him much until I watched him fight Ferguson. I'm like, wow, this guy's a real deal.
He fought old dude that used to be a Bellator champion and then came over to UFC.
Oh my God. I'm terrible with names.
It's not Tony. It's I can't think of his name.
Chat, help us out.
Yeah. The hive mind, the chat will be on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he switched his style up at some point to where he started striking more strategically.
Yeah.
Because he used to just go out there and bang, and that's why he had lost that fight. And I think he lost against...
Because the only loss I can think of is when he lost to Poirier.
He lost to Poirier. He lost once before that. I know he beat... Everybody's name is slipping me right now.
Yeah. he lost to Khabib. That was his last... I'm pretty sure
that was his last fight.
Yeah.
That was his last fight.
He's fighting Chandler.
That's going to be a good fight.
I think that'll be
I think he beats Chandler.
I say the same thing.
To be honest, I think he beats Chandler.
Absolutely.
I definitely think he beats Chandler. Dude, Khabib. Here's what's crazy about Khabib. So, I don't know if we were talking about this on this show, but you know how there's fighters that you don't know what the hell they're going to do, right? Like freaking Adesanya, right? You know he's going to strike, but you don't know what's coming.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Anderson, you have no idea what the fuck he's going to do.
Nope.
Somebody like a Tony Ferguson, you can't really train for that.
Nope.
Because you don't know what he's going to do. Habib, you know exactly what he's going to do.
And
he's going to fucking shoot a takedown.
Every fucking time.
Yeah, and nobody can stop it.
Nope.
And he doesn't even, it's not even a fast takedown. It's not like this is a lightning fast, do you remember Sean Shark? They used to call him the muscle shark.
I know of the name. I don't think I've ever.
He fought Matt Hughes once. He was just jacked to the gills. But this dude had a takedown, dude, that was like lightning fast.
Yeah.
Habib's isn't lightning fast. No. But nobody has been able to stop it.
Well, you mean that when Gaethje was training, that's when he opened up his wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quick.
Okay.
And it can't stop it. He couldn't stop his takedown
at all. And did you know that Habib said that he said he wanted to beat him with a submission,
and he did,
because Gaethje's parents were there, and he didn't want to be, because they're actually cool with each other. Like there's no beef. He didn't want to be beating on him in front of his parents, which I'm like, how fucking good can you be that you're just like, hey, you know what?
You can hold back on that, like,
yeah, right.
I can't. In my opinion, like if I see the guy's parents, I'm gonna look at him, just going.
That's because you want to play the heel.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, he knows what he signed up for. You know what I mean? Like, and I know what I signed up for. And like, at the end of the day, like,
Habib's not like that though. No, he's not playing the heel.
He's a very, very like not laid back, but like he's very straightforward.
Yeah,
and he gets the job done, and like he doesn't, you know.
Trevor just says Sean O'Malley's the GOAT though. Trizzy finally talks. You know what, Trizzy? I'll say this. I can't call him the GOAT because I'm an MMA guy. Mm-hmm. I think he has the potential to be one of the greats. I definitely do. But he's got to get there first. He can't be the GOAT because he's already lost too many fights.
Correct.
Because Habib is undefeated. He's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Habib's the GOAT.
He won't. Yeah, he won't have. That hands down.
But he's definitely going to be I think that when we look back on this, when we're fucking old and gray, and we're looking back and we're talking about in my day, I think for sure that Sean is definitely going to be in the conversation.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I mean, he's got, in my opinion, at first I didn't really like O'Malley, and then because he didn't really fight anybody, and then because I'm a garbage friend, need to fight someone like a real opponent.
Yeah.
And I mean, so far like no one's really touched him unless
not really.
that one loss. He
hurt his ankle. He hurt his ankle.
That was it.
Here's the thing.
He's susceptible to injury though.
Yeah.
He's one
because of his frame. I think he fights at what, 45?
No, he fights at 35.
He fights at 35.
35.
Picture Sean O'Malley. Right? How old is he now? Like 24 or some shit.
Yeah, he's my age around there, 23, 24.
Mark my words. Sean O'Malley is going to fight at 55 one day.
Saying it right now.
Yeah, he's going to fight at 55 one day.
I could see that.
Because he's what? Like you said, he's 24, 25.
He weighs 135 pounds. He's like my height.
Yeah, he probably walks. Be a little taller. Yeah, he walks a little bit more than that. I think he's going to get a little bit older. The cut is going to be a little bit harder. He'll put on some muscle. I think he still keeps his maneuverability. I think that he's better at a heavier weight because that'll make his bones more his bones stronger. Because when you put on weight, you get that your bone structure gets a little heavier. So I think because that last loss, it was just his ankle got fucked up, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's not even really in my book. That's not a loss. So I take that back. Is that his only loss?
That's his only loss in the UFC.
I take that back then about him not being undefeated. Then I take that back because again,
John Jones had one.
Yeah. Well, and again, I talk about. Remember how I was talking about? I got to keep the same energy.
Right.
I say all the time. John Jones, in my opinion, is undefeated.
Absolutely.
Like if you lose a fight because you're beating the shit out of somebody, he was doing elbow strikes straight down. It was one time. It was one strike because he was hitting him with the elbows, and then he hit him, and then the ref came in.
Well, his eye sockets were like.
But they were already fucked up. That elbow strike didn't do that.
Okay, I was just gonna say, yeah.
You want to know where that rule came from? So when they were making the rules for MMA, when it came to that strike, they were like, "Oh, we can't allow this because that's how people break bricks and shit like that." That's literally why they made it illegal. I never knew that. That's but you can break bricks fucking anyway. Yeah, you can break a brick with your fucking hands. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's why they did it. They were like, "Oh no, this is too powerful of a strike."
Oh shit!
Because that's this is how people break bricks and stuff like that. That's literally where it came from. Wow. It's a silly rule. It's a silly rule. There's a lot of places that don't care.
I'd rather not have an elbow to like that way.
A 6 to 12.
If I say it now, like, oh, I would love to do it on top, but when I'm on,
right.
if I'm on my back, I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah, no,
it's not a good feeling, man.
Hell no.
I'll tell you that.
I'll say this though, I love using elbows, and I can tell you, I get more leverage coming across than I do trying to come straight down, especially if I'm in your guard, because you can't really wind up from the guard.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You can get caught too. Like it takes, if you're doing this kind of motion, you're more susceptible to triangles, arm bars,
and arm triangles. If I move out of the way, you hit the mat, you're already right there.
You're already
I just reach my arm around.
Yep.
and it's curtains.
Yeah,
you're going night at that time.
Yeah.
Ingrid said, "Get him, Chase." I'm assuming she's talking about this Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday
when you're going to be ground and pounding your way to a victory. I'm calling it right now.
That's the plan, man.
Second round TKO, ground and pound.
Absolutely,
I'm calling it. You heard it here first, people. You heard it here first.
Absolutely.
I also said that Ngannou was going to beat Stipe the second time, so I was right about that.
I knew that fight was going to be awful. I love Stipe. Don't get me wrong.
Love him.
Great
Love
guy. Him. He just got a newborn son.
Yeah.
About a week ago, and
just all around great human being.
Absolutely, he
great
gets
human
back
being.
to Cleveland a lot. Yeah. I haven't really, I've seen him here and there, and he checks in and stuff here and there, but like, he's got a lot of things going. I think he has like 2 kids now. So
I do think that the business side of it makes him seem a bit spoiled.
Yes,
and makes it seem like he's acting spoiled. I understand the sentiment. Like, he's not interested in any fight unless it's the Ngannou rematch. And to me, that's like, okay, that's a bit spoiled, because you need to come back, and if you lose like that, you need to come back and fight your way back to the title. Now, I'm not saying he's got to go through 15 people.
No, right.
1, maybe 2 fights, and then win those, and then he's for the belt. Unless he's thinking he's done here very soon, and then he just kind of wants to try to get that belt, and if that doesn't work out, then like, okay. But I think Ngannou's not the guy to.
I don't think that's the move for him to get this first fight back. I mean, the way it ended.
Yeah, I don't like that as the first fight back.
No, I think well, now that John Jones is in the heavyweight division, and you have 3 studs. You got Ngannou, the Frenchman Gaines, or I don't know how to
Cyril Gaines, I think it is. Yeah,
and then you got
Jones.
You got Jones.
And then Stipe.
So
it's not a good path.
And Derek Lewis too. I mean, if you want to throw him in there, but like
I mean, the way the Frenchman did Lewis.
He did him dirty, man.
Here's the thing. I could see a Stipe Lewis fight.
That would be
to get him back. To get him back into the swing of things.
Matchup for him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I like that matchup.
Yep.
Lewis is dangerous. He's very dangerous. Lewis can knock people out. I think Stipe's skill will. I think he beats him. Like his experience and his skill, like his talent. Obviously, Lewis has those hands, but I think Stipe's boxing is better. I think his head movement is better,
and his
wrestling is better. Yeah. And Lewis is kind of susceptible to wrestling. Although people haven't been able to really finish him, Stipe's got to go out there. If he does take him down, fucking finish him. Just choke him. Even if you just grab him by the neck, no technique. It's fucking choke him and make him tap,
man. That'd be a good way. I mean,
Tony's in the chat. Tony
Mediato. That's my boy.
Okay.
The Mediato family's always been good to me. They're from Delaware too.
I'm assuming that's another Italian family.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very Italian.
Italians love this show. My co-host on Two Endangered Mammals, he's Italian. Pun. His name is Mike Capasso. Miguel Paulino Dominic Capasso.
That's Italian. That's Italian on paper, man. Jeez.
One of the guys I used to train with, obviously we call him Lou. Sometimes he's in the chat, but his name is Luigi Giuseppe Pedisano. As Italian as it gets, man.
That's Italian as it gets.
Listen, when I hang out with Italians, I hang out with Italians. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I don't hang out with people whose last name is Smith and they're like, yeah, I got a little Italian in my like, nah.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Like when I hang out with Italians, like when I introduce people to my Italian friends, they're like, oh yeah.
They're Italian. Godfather shit right
they're Italian.
Yeah.
And what's funny is for a Brazilian, I got a lot of Italian friends. I mean, during World Cup we don't get along, but other than that, we're good.
Yeah.
I think Italy just won the Euros. They
did.
Yeah. We were talking about that on the show.
That was a great day.
Oh yeah. Let me show you how supportive I am real quick. Hold on. Let me do I still have it loaded up? There it is. This is how supportive I am.
Fantastic.
I always bring it up whenever Pun's here. I break it out sometime. That's how supportive I am. That's how it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
We're supportive of each other. Unless we're playing each other, then if it's Italy and Brazil, then we gotta kind of. I remember for one World Cup, me, Pun, and my friend Cam, who we call him. He's Italian, but his last name isn't Italian. His last name is McClellan, but he's got a lot of Italian in him. So we call him. Yeah, it's very Irish. We call him Cameroni de Prinzio. So
all right.
He can cook his ass off too.
I was gonna say it sounds like an entree meal.
Right. So we call him Cameroni de Prinzio. And Nicole said, Uncle Mike says, knock the fucker out.
That's the plan. That's the plan, Nicole. That's the plan.
I'm here for it.
Oh yeah.
We were in Florida for one of the World Cups, and Pun was wearing an Italy jersey. I was wearing a Brazil jersey. It was just a lot of Brazilians in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
We were in this club, and this Brazilian came up to me. He was just chatting with me. Then he looked over at Pun. He was like, what are you doing with him? I was like, yo, that's my brother. He's like, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
But what are you doing with him? I'm like, listen, we don't play each other for a while. Just kind of.
Just relax.
Yeah. I think that year Italy actually won. I think they won the World Cup. I think that's when they got there.
I didn't really get into soccer.
Fourth? No?
I didn't. Well, so here's the thing. When I was
man, you're Italian. You can't call it soccer. You got to call it football, man.
Football. Excuse me. So I didn't really watch European football until I went when I was overseas. I wrestled in Denmark for about a month.
Oh, nice.
So I wrestled over there going into my senior year of high school. My team and we went to a soccer game.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing, what were they playing? I think Germany.
Probably.
And
if it was in Denmark, yeah, it was probably, was it Denmark playing?
Yes.
Yeah, they were probably playing Germany. And it was probably some of the friendlies, like the friendly matches. They were probably playing Germany.
They played, bro. It was the coolest atmosphere. That was the one time. And I noticed when I was overseas and stuff, like, they're not as patriotic as we are. Like there's no flags on their front yards. Like there's no like they're very, very laid back and they're quiet people. Like, and you know, when I went to Germany for a week, and I went from
like you don't see a bunch of German flags on people's houses.
Like when I got to the border, it was kind of scary because like.
Careful when you're talking about Germany with that hand movement, man. Look like you're over there.
No, careful with that. No. Don't do that, man. No. But no, we took a bus to Denmark. From Denmark, we took a ferry all the way down from top of the Germany, all the way down. Like we went through Berlin, Frankfurt, and then Munich. We went from top to bottom of Germany.
The whole thing.
I said Ohio.
I mean, Ohio's damn near as big as Germany.
Yeah, I mean,
Ohio's a big fucking state.
It was like a 13-hour drive. And
holy shit!
I was like, oh my god, like this. I mean, this is pretty cool seeing the country and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a history freak.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, like this is where World War II was. Like, this is crazy.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened there.
Like, that's unbelievable. Like, I'm a nerd with that stuff. I'm a history freak, and
my best friend out on Put-in Bay, he's heavy into history.
Really?
Like, oh, bro, if I brought you out there and so really quick, my best friend on the island is this 14-year-old kid.
14?
So 14. So me and him have been like best friends on the island since he was like 11. So his mom, the hotel that I live at, she runs the hotel. So she's like the hotel manager. Yeah. So he's always there with her. And the pool that I DJ at is right outside the hotel. So he would come hang out at the pool with me. Okay. And so me and him became friends. But yeah, we've like every summer, obviously he's getting old. He's like 6'2" now. He's tall as fuck. But yeah, he's heavy into history. His mom asked me to do a photo shoot for him, and he was basically dressed in like different like World War II, like military outfits. And I did the photo shoot for him. Yeah, that's the one. But he's heavy into history. If I got you around him, he'd probably talk history with you. He'd talk your ear off, first of all.
I would like to meet this guy.
And he's fucking 14, so 14 talk like a motherfucker. But he'll talk your ear off about history.
Oh, for sure.
He might end up in the in the chat in a minute. What they will say, side note, just figured it out, airplay, and it's dope you guys linked to my big screen. Welcome to the future, Will. Hell yeah. Welcome to the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Will sounds like an old man. He's like, I just figured out the airplay.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my God, you just figured out. Oh, holy shit. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It'll do it for you. You don't need to figure out AirPlay. Like if you have an Apple TV and you have an iPhone, if you're watching a video, it'll literally be like, hey, do you want to fucking AirPlay this to your...
They give you requests. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not really a technology guy savvy, but like I'm pretty sure it just gives you the option.
Yeah, you could get... But good for you, Will. Good for you, sir. Good for you. So where were we? Where were we before Will regaled us with his? Oh yeah, you were talking about Germany.
Yeah, I mean it was really cool, really beautiful country there, and I mean because we were the U.S. Well, I wrestled for the United States for that at that time, and then it was a very different culture there. It was beautiful over there. I mean, very nice people, and I wrestled my first Greco-Roman. I mean, I didn't really do. That was my first year doing Greco-Roman. If people don't know Greco-Roman, it's a different style of wrestling.
Yeah, I do know that. There's like Greco-Roman is way different than just
freestyle.
Like, yeah, freestyle.
You can't touch the legs and stuff. And it's all upper body.
Really quick, JT, the 7.5 is in the chat. And Will just said, bro, I live in a cave. The old lady usually does that shit. Well, welcome to technology, sir. Welcome to technology. Yeah, you were saying they're not as patriotic as us.
No, not at all.
I kind of feel like they are, but they just don't display it like we do.
I would say that.
Yeah, like they love, obviously they love their country.
Yeah.
But they're just not.
They don't show it.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like, they don't wear like flags everywhere. Unless it's like in soccer, like that's like
for sure.
I know in Brazil, that's the only time like they feel liberated. They're like they would die for their country for this game.
But I don't walk around Brazil with a fucking Brazil flag jersey on. No, you know what I mean? Nah. I mean, if we're World Cup,
like FIFA or something.
Yeah, for that, for sure. I mean, but like just on a regular day,
no, not like that.
Like I've always wondered that. So like, as an import, I've always wondered. I'm like, who? When I see like people I know, like, well, American flag this, American flag that, I'm like, who are you repping for?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you see people and it's like every day they're wearing something Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like a baseball cap or a Browns jersey, but it's like Cleveland till I die, or Cleveland over everything. Like, and Cleveland this is daily. Yeah. Like if you want to rock it every now and again, cool. But like when it's every day, it's like, who are you, bro? We're all in Cleveland.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's not like we're in Pittsburgh and you're like, yo, just so y'all know, I'm from Cleveland. Like, yo, motherfucker, you live next door to me. I know. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And so that makes me wonder, like in America, like the people with like American flag, everything. I'm like, who are y'all repping for?
Right.
It's not like we got invaded in fucking, Korea's over here doing shit. Yeah. And then they were like, nah, we're wearing this flag. Like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm a fucking American. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I got my paperwork and everything.
Yeah. I felt like that, like when I was over there, like our coach, he was the 2008 Olympic coach for the Beijing Olympic coach.
Okay.
His coach name was Rich Estrella. Shout him out. He actually took me under his wing and took me overseas with him because I'd never wrestled Greco in my life. And he's like, listen, man, like you got a lot of potential. I want you to come overseas with me. I said,
nice.
Right. I paid out of my own pocket. I was like, listen, I want to take every advantage that I had, like every possible opportunity I had, and go over there and learn from the best. And like I wrestled with Marco Madsen. He's actually in the UFC now. He just won his last fight. I was wrestling with him, and he took silver that year in Rio. Okay,
nice.
So I was over there, and like it made me really appreciate how grateful I am, like being an American. Like representing the greatest country in the world. That's just the motto. And everyone's like, wow, what's America like? A lot of things that we have that they don't have.
Oh, for sure,
And like when I threw on that USA singlet on, I felt more like, wow, like this is crazy. Like I'm actually here.
It's a big platform to be on too.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I was, I was thousands of miles away from home. It was like the first time I ever left home, because Delaware's a small state. Like you don't really get out of Delaware much. Not a lot.
Really? So I want to touch on that. So people in Delaware don't leave often?
Not often.
Okay.
We only have Chris Godwin. He's a Delaware guy. He grew up 5 minutes down the street from me. He's a Super Bowl champ. Yeah.
Shit.
Went to Middletown High School. He, like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was supposed to go to that high school, and then I transferred to a better wrestling program.
Yeah. So kind of the whole state is like a small town.
Oh yeah, everybody knows each other.
So the whole state kind of has that small town vibe.
Yeah, it's football. It's very mainly focused on football, and then, but my town, Smyrna, it's focused on, it's all wrestling.
Really?
And our football team's really good too. But like our wrestling, that's like it's a dynasty there. Like
football team's good, but that's kind of like,
I mean, they won a state title and stuff. Yeah. And we won when I was there. We won 3 years in a row. When I was there, we lost my senior year, but
did you play football at all?
I did not. I ran cross country.
Nice.
So my sophomore year, my dad told me, he's like, listen, I think we should cut down to 113. I was like 130 at the time. I was like, I had 3% body fat. I had to get a doctor's note to wrestle, to even be considered getting on that weight. I had to make scratch weight.
That's fucking bananas.
Oh my God. If I didn't run cross country that year, I probably wouldn't have made weight. I probably wouldn't have made it. I ran cross country, and I was running like 17s, 18s, and I was like 100. I was just flying. I'll never go that fast again.
Yeah.
But
let me ask you this: how much strength did you lose going from 130? What was it, 130 to 113?
I was low. I was very skinny. Super. I had 3%, and I at the state finals, they gave us a 2-pound allowance because of snow and stuff. Snow like kind of delayed the state tournament, so you get an extra pound.
Okay.
So I weighed in at like 116.
Oh, okay.
So we weighed in at 116, and I made the state finals that year, and I had like a couple hours. I probably walked around 133, 134 in the state finals.
Really? You put on that?
I put on that much weight.
Well, so did you cut like mostly water weight?
Yeah, it was mostly water weight.
Oh, Mindy's in the chat. What up, Mindy?
What's going on, Mindy?
Yes, I would imagine it's mostly water weight because that's kind of why they started. UFC at least banned IVs.
Yeah,
because you can put on 20 pounds in like just 20 minutes.
Like that. Yeah. And that was probably, I would say, the worst cut that I've ever experienced because my dad put me on a really good schedule. You know, I would stay within 6 pounds every week. Yeah. And like, I never went, I mean, I'll be hungry here and there, but like I didn't eat. They cut my meals in half. Yeah. I'd work out every night before working out. And,
Ingrid said dad's here.
Oh, that's my dad's wife. Yep. Yeah, so
I thought your dad was already in the chat.
Yeah,
so we know he's here. Yeah, we know Ingrid. Thank you for the heads up.
But yeah, so like, I mean, he would put me on a very, very strict schedule, and like I would have, my dad would like catch me slipping sometime. Like in the
you know what? She probably said that in case you started talking shit.
Yeah.
Because you were like, this old son of a gun had me. She was like, whoa, cut it.
Oh no, he would wake me up. Well, he would wake me up at 5 a.m. and be like, hey, let's go for our run. Like right before school, I'd go for about a 3-mile run, get my weight down, and
so he'd run with you.
Oh yeah.
That right there is a leader.
Yeah.
That's not a boss. That's a leader. Yeah. Like he's out there doing the work with you.
Absolutely.
It's a different thing if he was like, go run. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And my mom would always have my meals ready, and she would like watch TV. I'd get on the bike and watch TV. She'd be sitting there, and I'm like, I would have a few nights. I'm like, fuck this, man. I hate this. And my mom, I'll never forget this. My mom was like, listen, when you get your arm raised in that state finals, it's going to be worth it. Yeah. And I ended up winning. And, I won my first state title my sophomore year. And I lost in the finals my freshman year. And then that was
that's the story you should have led with.
Yeah. I mean, that was a really hard thing for me. Yeah. Like, I lost my freshman year to a guy I beat 3 times, and he beat me twice. I wrestled him 5 times in the season. Damn. It's a lot.
And that was one of the times he got you.
Beat me where it mattered.
Did you ever see the movie Vision Quest?
I have.
I was about to say.
My dad loves that movie.
Listen. So I am an 80s movie buff. I love 80s movies. Yeah. Vision Quest is that shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Vision Quest is my shit. Vision Quest is probably one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, absolutely. It's literally the Rocky of wrestling.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
I watched, my dad threw on Vision Quest. I'm pretty sure it was the week before the state tournament. We watched it together, and it was pretty cool to do that. And then
that dude has a podcast now. Shoot
does. Yeah, I actually follow him on Facebook.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
That dude he was a legitimate wrestler, right?
I'm pretty sure he was. He's a very big guy that he does a lot for the wrestling community. So. Yeah. I know Matthew Modine wasn't, but he got into character. Yeah, I'll say that he got into character. Tank, man.
Yeah. But that's such a great movie.
Yeah, I missed high school and stuff like that, that kind of stuff. Going home, and I had a few hungry nights, but it was worth it. And then,
did you ever wear a sauna suit?
Yeah, I did. I didn't throw it. I would rip them up sometime because I would just like, fuck this, and I throw a trash bag on. Yeah, and and spit in the cup and with the gum and all that. And
with the one of my guys used to put the Jolly Rancher in his mouth and spit in the cup the whole time.
But then my junior year, I went up to 132. I went up 3 weight classes, and everyone's like, "You're nuts, dude. You need to stay down." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I want to stay title 3 weight classes up, man."
Let me ask you this: how fun was that going up a weight class finally?
That felt amazing.
You get to eat what you want.
I was still losing like 6 pounds a week. Yeah, a healthy cut. I wasn't sucking down like 15 pounds a week like I was before. Yeah. And and I had a really good season, and like I had another adversity thing going on. I lost in the conference finals to a kid. Really tough kid. He's I don't know where. He's pretty sure he wrestles in JUCO now. But okay. I lost him. I beat him 3 times in the season. He beat me in conferences, and I'm like, I'm not repeating last year when I did my freshman year. It's not gonna fucking happen.
Hell yeah.
I beat him. He beat me in his home gym. I said, all right, that's fine. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him next week.
Nicole said, "Lunatic Fringle."
Fringe.
Oh, Fringe.
That's the theme song for Vision Quest.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Right before he fought wrestled Shoot.
That's the name of that song, man. Yeah. I'm downloading it later.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
God, that's such a good movie.
But yeah, I mean, so that happened. A week later, I meet him in the semi. I was the 3rd seed. And I wrestled. We were wind up. I was ready for that. I mean, I was waking up every day. I deleted all my social media. My dad was just, him and I, we were just together on this. You know? And
now, did your dad wrestle as well?
He was a state champ in high school. And,
did you tell me that already?
Yeah, he won state, and then he was actually wrestled Division I at Delaware State when they had a wrestling program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they dropped it Title IX and all that. But
yeah.
But
so Delaware State doesn't have a wrestling program anymore?
They don't. They don't have a college program anymore, no.
Huh. That sucks.
They dropped it in 08.
I wonder why. Do they have a football program?
They do. They play, they're in like AA. They play University of Delaware and Del State.
Because I know a lot of schools, the football program is actually what pays for all the other programs.
Yeah.
So
basically. But yeah, he wrestled and he I remember watching him a lot wrestling when he was wrestling in open tournaments, beating college guys. I'm like, I want to do this sport. It looks awesome. But
did your dad have a cauliflower ear?
No, he got surgery on it.
Oh, he got surgery?
Yeah. But
do you have cauliflower ear yet?
I have a little bit.
A little bit
bit right there, yeah.
I had somebody raked my ear one time.
Oh no.
They raked it and it plumped up a little bit, but I had it drained.
Yeah.
I was like, nah.
Yeah. I mean it's cool having it, but like I got it on my junior year. But yeah, so anyway, semifinals go down, like everybody, like the whole tournament stopped. And like everyone just crowded over to that mat to watch because I told everybody I was gonna pin this fucking guy.
Oh shit!
I pulled the Conor McGregor.
He was making predictions.
I was doing the Mystic Mac, man.
Did you tell him? Did you tell him at what time? Were you like 2 minutes in? I'm pinning this guy.
I said second period.
Oh, okay,
period.
okay.
So, I actually take him down the first period, and like there's a video of my dad's. I'm gonna get there. So I don't know where it went, but anyway, I get him. He ticks bottom. I'm like, I got this son of a bitch. I cross face him. And I'm like, all right. I lock it up in the cradle, and I tilt him back. I'm like, oh my god, he's going over. I got him on his back. I'm like, oh my god. He kicks out, and I just crunch him. I just like crowded him. I got him on his back. I'm like, oh my god, I got him. And I just hear all my Smyrna fans going crazy. Just, oh my god.
Wow.
And then beep.
Wow.
All I remember was me.
There it is.
There's an iconic picture. I'm gonna send it to you tonight.
Yeah.
Me like this.
Hell yeah!
Right in front of his fans, all of his fans.
Was it second period though?
Second period.
It was second period. You picked,
period.
Man.
And the press is sitting right on the mat, and the Dover fans are sitting there. You just see the Smyrna fans like that. My mom's going crazy. God,
I love it.
There's a video of my dad like saying, "Get this," and he's like, "You just ran around all over the gym."
Hell yeah!
Crazy. It was awesome.
I love it. Yeah. That one gets all the accolades. See, that's the kind of stories I need on this show.
Hell yeah!
We need that stuff. I need that stuff because when you're famous in the UFC. Best believe this video is getting re-uploaded.
For sure, man.
As soon as you win your first belt, this video is going back up.
That's the plan, man. That's the plan.
Future champion.
Oh yeah.
I can see it, man. I can see it. I think you're gonna go very far, man. I think you're gonna be wherever you end up. I think you're gonna hold the belt. I honestly do.
Thank you, man.
I honestly do.
That.
Just like I said, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, your demeanor. Like you would make a really good champion. Even if you got to play the heel to get there, I think you would. I think you'd make a really good champion, man. You're a really solid guy. Like, there's not many people that I meet, especially like downtown. There's not a lot of people that I meet that like. Obviously you know me. I talk to everybody.
Absolutely.
But there's not a ton of people that I'm like, okay, this person is going to be a permanent fixture. Like, we're going to have a friendship. You know what I mean? Like outside of here. Like I know a lot of people downtown, but I don't talk to a lot of them outside of downtown. And you're one of the few people that I'm like, this, like legitimately, this person is my friend. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
If you were to pop up, if I'm DJing out and putting band, you popped up, I'd be like, yo, where are you staying? Oh, you're leaving because you don't have a place to stay? You can crash with me. You can stay with me. Like,
gotcha, yeah.
Like you're a legit person. So yeah, dude, I think you're gonna hold a belt. I think you're gonna hold a belt. I don't know where it's gonna be. I can't predict that.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. You never know, man.
Yeah, it may be, oh, John, we're not going anywhere yet. We're not done. He said, great show today, gentlemen. Yeah, we ain't done yet, man. We still got time. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be Bellator, UFC, ONE FC.
Whatever works, man. Whatever the brings the paycheck. And
listen, if you want that check, go over to ONE FC, man. They treat people really well, man.
Telling me, man.
They treat people really good, man.
They're telling me that.
Like really good. I know a couple people that fight over there, and they talk about it. They're very happy with the situations that they got over there.
A lot of good. I mean, they have good contracts. They're getting like 4 or 5 fight contracts.
Yeah, and plus they're not really. You're getting paid in American.
Yeah.
But that goes way further there.
Yeah.
Because it's in, if I'm not mistaken, it's either based out of Taiwan or I want to say Taiwan. And so like your money goes further there. I think so.
Okay.
I think so. It's either Taiwan or I thought it was China for a little bit, but I think it's Taiwan. John, where's ONE FC based out of? If you can,
I'm pretty sure it is Taiwan.
I think it is. I want to say it's Taiwan.
I thought it was Thailand at first.
Yeah. Tony said Chase has the heart of a lion. Big facts.
Thank you, Tony.
He's got the mane too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got the tattoo too, man.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's right here, man. Yup, right there.
Yeah, a tiger and a lion in the same room out here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got a tiger on this side.
Do you?
Yeah,
do you? See, that's why we're friends. That's why we're such good friends. That's what it is.
Well, then also you know this fight, the sport, same as me,
Yeah,
yeah. It's always good to have a guy that actually knows the sport. Because
it's a different conversation.
You can sniff out people when like this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You know what? That's one of the things that I had on the topic list today was like casual fans that kind of really don't know much about it versus like actual dedicated fans.
Right.
And it kind of goes back to when I was asking you like how people's reaction when they
John
fight.
Said Thailand.
It was Thailand?
Yep, it was Thailand.
It started in Thailand. Yeah. I think it's in Taiwan now.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but yeah, it started in Thailand.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah. So American dollar goes way further there, but you're getting paid in American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're getting 30,000 American for a fight in Thailand, you're fucking, that's like $500,000.
That's $500,000, right. Yeah.
So, but casual fans, me and Pun, this is something that we talk about a lot. Casual fans versus like people that actually know what they're talking about.
And doing it and stuff like
that.
Yeah.
And the same thing with like having conversations, like as a fighter, having a conversation with other fighters versus somebody who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because you'll have the people that are like, yeah, all that stuff works in the cage, but what about if you're on the street where I can use a brick or a stick or whatever?
Right.
And I'm like, y'all don't realize that we can also use bricks, sticks, a bat. But then again, we also have jujitsu, wrestling, and all this other shit. Whereas you're just showing up with a brick. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Casual fans are a very interesting. They're an interesting group. Yeah. Those are the ones that are booing, or they'll call a fight boring. Because
they don't know what they're talking about.
Because it's real technical.
It's a very strategic sport, you go in the cage and do it. Like, because when I critique in fighting, and I go training and stuff, I'm like, this is actually a lot harder than I think it was.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they're gangster till they get punched.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like
it's like Tyson said, everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face.
Yeah, like I thought I was the shit. I thought I was untouchable, and then I got right hooked right in the face. I'm like, oh, all right. I've got to snap out of it now. Use my craft and And like a lot of people, they don't realize is that in fighting.
John said professional couch fighter.
There you go.
Yeah, the professional couch fighters. That's who they are, pretty much. The couch coaches.
Yeah, like, and the thing is with fighting is just like, you're in there by yourself.
Yeah. And
you're locked in there with another man that's trying to beat the living hell out of you.
Yes.
And that's a very, very deep mindset.
Psychologically, yeah.
It's so deep. Like, this guy's trying to hurt me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to hurt him too, And you got to be able to be like, listen, like, if you don't know what you're talking about, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if you don't know, like, if you've never stepped in a cage or, like, and if you don't train the way we do, like, because you've trained for quite some time now.
Fucking my whole life.
Yeah. So, like, the grind, like, one-on-one shit. Getting hit and all that. And, like, that's a fucking grind. Like, you're sacrificing your body for that shit. Like, I'm not going to be fighting forever. And, my goal is to retire by 35.
Nice.
That's my goal.
Wait, isn't that your prime? Hold on now.
Hey, I'm trying to be like, listen, I'm trying to like
get in, make that loot, get out.
Get in that loot, get out. Enjoy my youth.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm 40. When I hit 40, I'll leave. But like,
you just don't want to overstay your welcome.
Exactly.
There's a lot of guys that don't know when to say when.
Exactly.
And there's also a lot of guys that they're like an enigma. You know what I mean? Like, there's guys like, honestly, Anderson Silva, I don't think he's ever looked bad. He's lost fights, but he hasn't looked bad. Like, when people are like, oh, his last fight he got knocked out, I'm like, that dude has knocked plenty of people out. You know what I mean? The guy that knocked him out has knocked other people out.
He did his job. You know?
Yeah, he did his thing.
He was a most dominant fighter at his time. And you know what? Like, he was a big money. It's his name.
Yeah, he's definitely a draw.
And when he fought Adesanya, like me, he held his own against Adesanya.
Oh, for sure. He did a lot better against Adesanya than I think anyone else has.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
And he's fighting he doesn't really care about belts. He doesn't really, honestly, at this point, he doesn't really care about wins. He loves to fight.
Yeah.
And that's what he loves to do. And so he continues. I'm here for him doing it.
He brings a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't want him fighting these like young lions that are, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here for him. I mean, boxing, I think him boxing right now, I think that's a great place for him.
It's good for him.
I think that's a great place.
It's a great paycheck for him and stuff like that.
For sure. But yeah, there's a lot of fighters that kind of, you hate to see it. Like Chuck Liddell when he fought Tito Ortiz that last time.
Yeah.
Man, he was like so many steps behind what he used to be.
Yeah, he walked.
I hate to see it. I hate to see it.
And you gotta know when to leave.
Yeah.
Because watching Chuck, because he had an iron chin in his prime.
Yeah.
And it just shows that, you know, when you don't know how to let go, and I mean, it was hard to watch.
Yeah, like, getting knocked out messes that up, man. Chuck used to just take punches in order to stand back up, and he was fine.
He got jabbed.
And then who was it that knocked him out first? Was it Rampage?
No, Randy Couture, I thought.
No.
It was Rampage.
Yeah, it was Rampage. Randy Couture beat him on, I think, TKO the first time they fought, and then Chuck beat him that next time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Rampage that knocked him out.
Yeah.
And that's what broke that fucking like aura that lives around people's chin. And then if I'm not mistaken, Rashad Evans knocked him out.
Yeah.
And then Rich Franklin knocked him out.
Rich Franklin did knock. Yeah, he knocked him out. I think it was the second round. I think it was first round.
Because when he fought, when Chuck fought Vanderlei, he shot a takedown.
Yeah.
And we've never seen Chuck do that. And the thing is, Chuck's a wrestler.
Yeah.
So when he first got to the UFC, this is how the story goes. When he first got to the UFC, he was about to fight. I think somebody couldn't fight, so they told him, hey, this is the guy you're going to be fighting.
Okay.
But we need the fight to be exciting. Don't take him down.
Right.
Like, we'll give you, I think they said like an extra $5,000 if you don't shoot a takedown, because they knew Chuck was a wrestler. Yeah. Right. So he was like, okay. And he went out there and knocked the fucking guy out, which is what people want to see. They want to see knockouts or whatever. But yeah, they offered him more money if he didn't shoot a takedown. Wow. And then after that, he would just rely on that overhand. He was putting people to sleep. Yeah. You know, a lot like Gagey. Like, if you're knocking people out, you ain't got to wrestle. No. You know what I'm saying? But then when he fought Vanderlei, he had already been knocked out a couple times. And Vanderlei's called the axe murderer for a reason. Like, Vanderlei's going to throw them hands. And Chuck shot for a takedown. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. I was like,
because
that's unheard of.
Yeah, honestly, they would always talk about his wrestling, and how he uses wrestling in reverse to like avoid takedowns and stuff like that. But I had never physically seen Chuck Liddell shoot a takedown in my life.
I've never seen him shoot in the UFC.
Yeah. And except for that fight, which was in the UFC, he shot a takedown, and I was like, whoa, what the hell's going on? But yeah, you gotta know when. I hated to see him fighting Tito.
Tito looked good.
Tito looked good, but Tito stayed active.
Yeah. It just sucked. I mean, Chuck Liddell and Tito were like the birth of UFC. Like, that's when it got actually big.
Yeah.
It was
that's the birth of the rivalries in the UFC.
The rivalries and stuff like that. Like, they were the godfathers of that. And it just sucked to see, like, I mean, Liddell can get jabbed and he's going under.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not healthy. Like, you just gotta let it go. Let your endorsements pay you from now. Like, let your endorsements and sponsors, take care of you. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like as men, we have this thing called testosterone.
Touche.
And I posted a video a long time ago. It was right before I started podcast. I posted a video. It's just me talking head video, and I said that anger and testosterone is a horrible combination. Amen. I said 90% of the dumb shit that men do is from a combination of anger and testosterone.
You're not wrong.
And the other 10% is just testosterone.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like, especially, like, as a fighter, you are definitely, like, on the list of alpha males, whatever that may be, right? So you're firing on all cylinders. And when the gig is up, your body's like, look, I'm done.
Yeah.
But your brain and whatever testosterone is left is like, no, we can still do this. Yeah. I can still knock people out. And I think that's what goes to his head. He's like, I can still do this. Yeah.
It's so hard to let go.
Yeah. Like, especially as a lifetime competitor. You know what I mean? I would say especially coming from a wrestling background.
Yeah.
Because you've been wrestling since you were a little kid, right?
Yeah.
So
4 years old,
that means your whole life that you can recall, you've been wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times people don't count like 1, 2, and 3 or
Right.
4, but your whole life that you have like memory of.
It's wrestling.
You've been a wrestler. So you've been a competitor. Even if it's not just wrestling, you've been a competitor your entire life.
Yeah.
So when it comes time to let it go and say, okay, I'm done, you know what I mean? Like that's a hard thing to do.
My last year wrestling, it was like I got injured during my last year, dislocated my elbow and stuff. And, throughout my life, I stopped playing football in 6th grade.
Okay.
And then I just wrestled all year round. That's when I took wrestling more serious. And
do you think, really quick,
yeah,
I'm going to let you continue, really quick, do you think that, so like, because even football is a thing, like it's hard to let go, but do you think it was easier for you to let go of it because you were still competing, just not in that thing? So you took your competitive spirit from one thing to the other?
Well, I mean, what you talk about with football?
Yeah, like football? So like when you quit playing football,
okay.
Obviously you quit, never look back. You just quit and buried yourself in wrestling.
Yeah.
Do you think that if wrestling wasn't there and you had to quit football for whatever reason, like that would have been more difficult than it is to like quit football, but you have this other outlet, this other competitive outlet that you can go to?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been like, because I was so little in football. Like I said before, I didn't even hit 100 pounds till high school.
Yeah.
And the next division I was supposed to go to, these kids are like 5'11", 5'8", 200 pounds. I'm like 50 pounds. I was a free safety. I was like,
oh, wow.
I was like 70, 80 pounds.
Yeah.
I was just being logical. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to have a football career. My brother played college ball and stuff, and I wasn't that guy. Like I was the little guy. Yeah. And now, ironically, Landon and my brother and I are the same size now. But
just worked out that way.
Yeah. If I was this size now, I'd be a cornerback or a safety, something like that. But I loved football. I mean, I until this day I would love to have played it, but like I was being realistic about it. I'm like, I said, I'm not gonna have a career at 80 pounds. No one's gonna look at me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do what's best for me. And wrestling, because I loved wrestling either way, because I was always excited about wrestling. Yeah. Because it's an individual sport. Yeah. And I love attention. That's just me. I'm just coming out and saying
we here for it.
Yeah, so I'm just coming out and say it.
I can tell you're doing this shit after you fucking win matches.
Dude.
And stuff.
Yeah, so like, I mean,
making predictions.
Yeah, well, that's my thing though. Like, I like doing that, and like when I went, because a lot of people tell me, oh, why you like wrestling, and a lot of basketball players, beef up on me and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, well, guess what? I don't have to share my ring with anybody.
You're right. You're right about that.
But like, I'm like, listen, I'm like 5 other guys. The guy on the bench sit there and didn't play a single minute of the game.
Still got a ring.
You know what I mean? And then I'm like this. I'm like, well, listen, I went out there and earned mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
hell, when you think about it, think about the Cavs, right? When they won a championship, the janitor got a ring.
Yeah,
everybody that works in that building got a ring.
Yeah. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think everybody has a part in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
really quick, hold up. Reed, what's popping, man? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Reed?
All right, please continue, sir.
I feel like, I mean, it's more. I felt more accomplished. Like, I fucking did this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, because you did.
Yeah.
And like, you obviously got taught to do things. You got trained to do things, but you're the one that had to go out there and execute them. Yeah. And put the plan into action. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I used to tell my guys that all the time. Like, you're the one I can teach you what you need to know. But it's you that go out there. You're the one that's going out there and executing. Yep. I could teach you how to punch all day. Yep. But you're the one that has to pull the trigger and throw the punch.
All about effort, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I've always felt like, well, not always, but most of my adult life, I kind of felt like out of all the sports, I feel like wrestling is the most equal opportunity. And I say that because there's literally a weight class for everyone. No matter what your weight is, if you are physically capable of doing like the techniques, you can wrestle. You know what I mean? And like you can wrestle for, obviously it's skill based. Like if you suck, you may not be on, I don't know if there's a starting lineup in wrestling.
There is, yeah.
So you may not be on a starting lineup, but if you are capable of doing the things, it doesn't matter how big or how small you are. It's like they got a place for you.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, a wrestling team and a football team are a lot different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a different relationship. Like football, like, there's, I don't know how to explain it with football, but wrestling, like we like go in there to kill each other.
Yeah. Okay.
We go out there and we get ourselves better. You know what I mean? Because if one of us if a starting guy gets hurt, we know that our backup is going to do the same damage. Yeah. Out there. You know what I mean?
Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron. And like we have a type of bond. Like, hey, we're gonna beat the hell out of you until you get better. And like and we thrive off that. My freshman year, I had 3 nationally ranked guys on my team.
Oh wow!
And they beat the living hell out of me my freshman year. I was an outsider. I wasn't from I wasn't from Smyrna. I was from Middletown. Like that wasn't.
Smyrna is what you were saying.
Yeah.
Man, I thought you were saying Schmurder. Like Bobby Schmurder. So when you said Smyrna fans, I thought it was like a bunch of Bobby Schmurder fans like in your school. That's why I was like in the back of my head, I'm like,
you're not the first person. You're not the first person to say that because they're like, what the hell's a Smyrna? I'm like, that's my high school. They say Smyrna a lot and like they mispronounce it.
Bro, I literally thought, no joke, I swear to God, I literally thought when you kept saying Smyrna fans, I literally thought that like a group of y'all were just really into Bobby Schmurder.
Nah, man.
And like they were there, they were cheering you on.
We like them, don't get me wrong. But like, it was like that. We always call it the Mern and stuff like that.
Okay. Smyrna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had like 3 ranked guys in on my team. A couple of them were D1 committed and stuff, and they beat the hell out of me. But they told me like, listen, like, you may be not from around here, but like, I mean, we're here to get you better no matter what.
Yeah.
I made the lineup my freshman year, and there was 5 freshmen on our lineup. We ended up winning state that year with 5 freshmen in the lineup. It was
because the state is about like what everyone does as a group, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense for them to fuck up your confidence because then when it comes time to compete,
they're like,
now you're the weak link.
We need you to win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and like I was like the number 2 guy. I was the number 1 guy, number 2 guy in the state at the time, and. Like they pushed me to get up there, and I had a great support system. We had thousands of people come to our matches. It's a culture there. We had about 2,000 people in our matches there.
Oh wow,
it was unbelievable. Like,
and this was in Smyrna,
Delaware, baby.
Smyrna, Delaware.
Shout out Smyrna.
Is Smyrna like a small town? Is that like a small town within a small town?
It's a very small town. But
I'm gonna visit it.
You should.
How far is Delaware from here?
Delaware's about 7 hours.
That's not bad at all. I mean, when I drive back to Maryland, it's about 6.
Go to the beach, get turned, man.
Dude, I will go to Delaware. Next time you're going to Delaware, let me know. I will stop in.
Yeah, we will go.
Just so I can say I've been to Smyrna.
Get a couple beers at the Starboard.
Yeah, but I don't drink.
That's right. You don't.
I'll buy the beers though.
You buy the beers though. Yeah. You buy the beers.
I'll buy the beers.
That's right.
I feel like Smyrna is one of those towns that you don't know about it unless you've been there.
Absolutely.
There's a town I used to date somebody in Sweden. I went to Sweden, and we went to this town called, I'm probably going to butcher it, Huebo, Sweden. Wow. And it's one of those towns. It's not really on the map. It's probably on there now with like Google, Apple Maps and all that stuff. But it's one of those towns that you wouldn't know about unless you've been to Sweden.
Yeah.
Like you don't really hear about it. And I feel like Smyrna is another one of those towns.
It's a cool culture. Like, I mean, we have like a very good sports teams. Like it was in my era of high school when our sports teams got really good. Our wrestling team's always been good, but like our sports teams, like all around football, soccer, lacrosse, everything like that, actually got really good. And we were competing with all these good schools, and wrestling was like our base. We're winning state every year, and like everyone expects us to win and stuff like that. Like we had a whole town would come to our matches and stuff, and it was such a cool culture. And that's when I came here in Cleveland. Like I felt that same culture out here. With the fighting and stuff and wrestling. Like the wrestling fans wasn't as much as Smyrna's, but like when I got here and like I was just saying I love the program and how much I love the program and stuff. And
so you were at Cleveland State, right?
Yeah, I was 4 years at Cleveland State. I'm 5th year now, but I'm not wrestling this year. But thank God, with this whole COVID protocol and stuff. It's very hard, man. One of my buddies are on the team right now. They're getting tested 3 times a week.
Really?
3 times a week.
Man. Oh wow.
And I was doing.
I mean, you probably had to be tested for your fight and everything, right?
No.
You didn't ever get tested?
I got my blood drawn.
I'm sure they can freaking figure something out from that.
Probably, yeah.
Because I know you have to have blood tests. I'm surprised they didn't do a COVID test, but they're probably doing something from your blood.
They have to. Yeah. They have to do like if there's COVID shit in there.
Honestly, they'll probably do a day of like one of those like the quick tests. They'll probably do that day
those
of
15-minute ones.
Yeah. They'll probably definitely do that.
Yeah.
I doubt that you have anything.
You've
only been,
Hope not.
Yeah. It's not gonna work.
I already had it last year.
Did you?
Yeah. I had probably the first strain. I got it last year, 4th of July weekend.
Oh, really?
I was supposed to go home. I was supposed to go back to Delaware because every year my family has a 4th of July party. And like, I got done playing volleyball. I'm getting the chills.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I need to go home. I sat in my bed. My fever's going up. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't think I should come home. I'm on my way home, like 20 minutes on the road. I'm like, I don't think I can do this. I think I have COVID.
Oh shit.
My mom's like, then don't come. Turn around.
Hell yeah.
Next day I get tested. 2 days later I'm positive for COVID.
Wow.
And I'm like, thank God, because I have a lot of my grandparents.
Yeah, for sure.
And the first strand, that's no joke.
Yeah.
Like that's when like that shit got around. You know, like
it was being passed out like freaking
oh my God, like
Halloween candy.
Yeah, like it was all. I mean, I didn't really have the worst symptoms. Like I mean, it was probably like the 2 days of the flu. And
Okay.
I lost my taste and smell for about a month.
Oh, a whole month?
A whole month. I didn't get it back. I couldn't smell lemons. I tried to get my tastes back.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get that back probably till like a month.
Now, when it finally came back, was it weird
It was
reacclimating to stuff with taste?
I probably lost about what? Honestly, I didn't really lose that much weight, but like I felt more sucked in, but like I actually gained more weight after I got COVID because I was like a $190 because I was gonna cut down to 174 and that year because my junior year I didn't cut weight at all because I was walking around 78, 79, 80. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, when I had COVID, it was just like it wasn't my worst experience like a lot of people did, like a lot of people experienced. But
it was still pretty bad.
It was pretty bad, yeah. I mean,
I had probably like a little bit after March, maybe like April, when the first lockdown happened. I lost my sense of smell for like 2 days. And I was like, maybe I have it. I don't know. But I had no symptoms. Yeah. Other than that, I had no symptoms.
I thought I was going to get it the first week they shut down. February, I went down to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So here's the kicker.
Oh my God.
Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker though. So I was down in Fort Lauderdale. This is like when COVID's like, oh, this is no big deal. Blah, blah, blah. People are on the beach. They're beach wrestling and the girls are chicken fighting and shit. Throwing beer all over the place. I'm just sitting there like this, like, you know, videotaping. And I'm like, yeah, they're not going to shut down and stuff. As soon as we left that fucking place on, pretty sure it was on a Wednesday, they shut down the whole fucking thing. The whole state, the whole country shut down. And I was like, holy shit.
Wait, was Florida shut down too? Because I know Florida was open before anywhere.
Florida got shut down.
They probably shut down
the day after we left.
Oh, shit.
They shut down. Like, and my buddies were videotaping the beach. Fucking ghost town.
Damn.
Nobody was there. They closed the beaches. They didn't let anybody. They closed all the bars.
How weird was that experience? Like, remember when everything first shut down?
It was scary.
Wasn't it so weird? Like
everyone thought it was the apocalypse.
Yeah, being like, downtown and there's nobody. I used to go downtown and just kind of walk around.
Yeah,
and there's nobody out.
No.
Yeah,
it was scary. I mean,
it's weird.
We went to. When I was trying to go to Walmart, and like people were acting like the apocalypse was gonna happen. Yeah, people were taking water, toilet paper, and all that.
Why was everybody buying toilet paper? That was so weird.
Hand sanitizer. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, come on, guys. You know, like,
I actually, you know what's weird? I lucked up. So I usually buy like a big, like 24 pack of toilet paper. And,
that's
you
what
know,
I do. It'll last me a few months still.
Yeah, long time. As a guy, we don't use toilet paper until we go to the bathroom. I don't have any women that live here. So it was like when everything happened, I checked my cupboard and I still had like 20 rolls. I'm like, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. I don't think I bought any during the whole situation. But, you know, I'm a dude. I already had some hand sanitizer that, you know, I actually had a big thing of it and I had already had that. So I was like, all right, I'm straight. Yeah. But yeah, it was like, that was so weird. Like that was because, and in our lifetime, we've never experienced nothing like that. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
I think only people that were alive in like 1920 experienced a pandemic like that. You know what I mean? So we've never experienced it. So that lockdown was just,
it was unbelievable. It was crazy, man. Like, it's just like, even when as an athlete, college athlete, like our protocols were, we had to wear masks during practice.
Really?
And
for wrestling.
And if you can tell, like, what fucking college wrestling practice, Division I wrestling practice is like.
Oh, yeah.
With a fucking cloth-made mask.
Yeah, no, not very good.
We're ripping them shit. Like, I mean, we had to wear a mask, and we had our own, like, boxes to wrestle in. And then we get tested for COVID 3 to 4 times a week. Getting shit stuffed up in our nose.
Let me ask you this: so y'all had your own boxes to wrestle in. Did you then like switch partners?
No, we had
the same partner the whole time.
Partner the whole time.
Okay. So because I was about to say if you were switching partners at that point, it's like
there's no purpose. But they split us in 2 groups, like the lightweights and then the heavyweights, upper weights, and they would split the mats in like eighths, like and we would wrestle. If we were like in like the our AD would come in, and like everybody, health department would come in and watch, and like our trainer, and like it was such a hard fucking process.
Fuck, man.
I mean, it was so hard to be an athlete, and then we were doing online. I'm not a big. I mean, I'm good in academics, but like online,
it's a different thing.
Done. But like,
well, you know, different people. So I talk about this pretty often too. Different people, they learn in different ways.
Absolutely.
So when people are like, "Oh, I'm not very smart," I tell them, I'm like, "No, that's not it. You just need to figure out how you learn." Like, so there's people that learn visually, people that learn hands-on, people that learn by being told, people that learn by doing.
Yeah.
So once you figure out how you learn, then learning anything is easy.
Yeah.
So your way is just not the virtual way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're an in-person.
In person, and I did good in school. I'm doing good school now, but like, but the whole system they did was so fucked up. Like we were supposed to wrestle Buffalo, and we were getting ready. My weight was down. I was staying within like 4 or 5 pounds. I'm a little hungry.
Right.
And day before, kid from Buffalo gets positive test for COVID.
Oh shit!
Shuts them down, and we're looking for another opponent. We're back in the cycling, and then we wrestled. And then I got injured. And then that's when everything started falling apart. Like
when you got injured, what did you injure?
I dislocated my elbow, and I might have.
Was that on a takedown?
No, I was in a takedown, and I was like going for. I don't know if you know what a Peterson is, but like it's like a going underneath, and his legs like kind of kicked over, and my arm went.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm done.
So it was just like a quick pop.
Yeah, and I couldn't hold my weight anymore, and like, it was so hard to get my weight down, and I was going up like 10 pounds. I mean, I couldn't work. I wasn't workout away. I could lose 8 pounds at a practice. And like wearing spandex and a t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That's how hard we go, man. Like it's a highly intensity thing, man. Like,
see, that's so much, man. I'm probably the laziest athlete.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little lazy right now. Like too. Like I got a little lazy after I got done wrestling, because I'm a little happy that.
But I'm like lazy, dude.
Are you?
Yeah, listen, here's the thing. I get by on sheer talent. I don't like working on things, man. I don't like, you ain't gonna never catch me drilling. You ain't gonna, oh God,
repetition, none of that?
I mean, here's the thing. So I did, when I was younger, coming up, I did a lot.
Okay.
Then after a while, I was like, man, I am good. And I never had like dreams of fighting for UFC. I didn't like the politics of it. I'm way too laid back. Like, you know me, you've seen me around. You know, I'm super laid back. I'm super chill. I really don't like I don't like negotiating.
Right.
I don't want to do contract negotiation. Plus, DJing hurts so much less.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I always thought it was interesting how you guys do it and stuff. Because like, I'm not really tech savvy, but like, you know.
Well, I can say it hurts a lot less than fighting. I can say
you're not wrong.
Yeah, when people ask me, they're like, so do you still fight? I'm like, I DJ way more than I fight. I fight like once in a while. Like before everything happened, I was taking a fight in Guam.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna fight at 170 in Guam. Just now I do it. I'm like going the Anderson Silva route now. I love the fight. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love fighting. It's just you like
the do you like the training though? Like
I like the training. I like the fighting more than the training.
Okay.
But the training is the process.
Yeah.
I don't hate the training at all. You know what I'm saying? But I just like to fight. So, I wanted to see how I would do at 170.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what it's about. I'm not really worried about making the money. Like I've been on that road. I've done that. Now I just like to fight, and I love the sport, and I love the people in the sport. Some of the best people I know are fighters. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You meet some really good people out there, because I mean they sacrifice the same amount as you.
Yeah, especially even the people that you fight. Like I fought guys, and then afterwards, like we've been the best of friends. You know what I mean? So
because you take everything out there.
Yeah,
Like you give everything you have. Like
and you leave it in the cage.
You leave it in the cage, and you step out. You're like
unless you're McGregor, then you might talk shit about people's wives. But I mean,
it's different.
Sometimes you gotta talk shit about somebody's wife. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta.
Fuck yeah, shit. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh man, how do you feel about that, man? Him talking about Dustin's wife like that. Let me ask you this real quick. Do you feel like certain things are off limits?
Absolutely.
Because he did say that stuff about Habib's dad, which was messed up. That was messed up.
I'm a Conor McGregor fan, diehard Conor McGregor fan.
Yeah.
What he said about his wife, I mean, that's just like, I mean, I thought it was kind of fucking funny, but like, it's kind of, there's a boundary. But when he was talking about Habib's dad, that was kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
it's taking it a bit too far.
Too far. Like, I understand trash talk. You're making millions of dollars doing that shit, man. Because that's literally his career. He talked shit, and he climbed up the fucking ladder, and he knocked people out. Knocked people out doing it. You know what I mean? But
for sure.
But at the same time, you gotta know, like, leave family. Like, I'm a family person. Like, if you bring up my family, like, that's fucked up.
It's
like,
a wrap.
It's a wrap. I'm gonna embarrass you in front of your family.
I mean, I feel like Khabib pretty much embarrassed him when they fought.
Absolutely.
It was pretty.
He bitched
it was a pretty one-sided affair.
Absolutely,
it was pretty.
bitch slapped him. Yeah.
And then tried to fight his boy. Jumped out the cage. He was like, oh, you can get it too.
Yeah. I mean,
when he said that about his dad, and especially like Khabib's dad invited Conor to come to Russia and come to Dagestan and come and eat. If I'm not mistaken, he invited him to his house. Was like, yo, come and we'll make a barbecue and we'll eat. It's all water under the bridge. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like when Anderson fought Sonnen the second time. He was like, listen, come to my house and we'll show we'll treat you to a Brazilian barbecue. You know what I mean? All that beef shit is done. It sells the fight, but once it's done, it's done. You know what I mean?
That's the problem with like fighters these days, man. Like, because they hold so much, like, what's the word? Like, they just hold so much.
They hold it all. They take it all to heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? And at the end of the day, you gotta know, like, this is the fight game. This is the business, man. Yeah. Like, you're gonna get your ass kicked one time. You're gonna kick someone else's ass, but like, you gotta.
It's not the hug business.
It's not that. This ain't.
I feel like talking shit leading up to a fight, that's fine. Obviously,
promoting.
Don't bring family into it, especially family that's deceased.
Absolutely.
But you're building up to a fight, and then you're getting in the cage, and y'all are beating on each other.
Yeah.
After that's done, at that point, it's like, let that shit go. Yeah, let it go. Let it go. Just let it. Leave it alone. Chael said, I keep bringing him up. Chael said about Anderson, look, listen, somebody beat you twice. Let it go. Shut the fuck up and like call it a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You see, Cormier doesn't say shit about Stipe.
No.
Stipe beat him twice. Cormier beat him once, and then Stipe beat him twice. Right. Cormier don't say shit. Nope. He's not like, fuck that guy. He's like, yo, he's a great heavyweight. He doesn't have, even when he talks about like him, like when he's commentating his fighting, he doesn't hold any animosity. You know,
nothing.
It all stays in there in the cage.
You gotta understand, like, I mean, I got humbled a lot starting when I started fighting because like I thought I was like, I'm gonna kick some fucking ass.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I went in there and he's
like, I'm a ArchAngelo, man. I'm about to whoop everybody up in here. You see these wings?
Yeah.
See these?
right. So like, I walked in there and they're like, everyone knows that my wrestling and stuff. And, I walked in there and I got my ass kicked the first day. I was like, what the like, I don't know if I could do it. And like, these guys been doing it for years. Like and they told me, listen, it's all footwork.
It is.
It is footwork.
Definitely is.
And like,
and that's with anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's with almost anything. Basketball, boxing.
Yeah.
Freaking tennis.
It's all mechanics.
Yeah, it's footwork. It's footwork, and you just got to be able to change your footwork. You know what you should do? Here's a little secret for you. I'm gonna give you a little one of Tiger's secrets. Do they have fencing at Cleveland State?
They do.
Okay, link up with a couple of the fencers and start like learning their footwork. That's gonna, bro.
Really?
Trust me. It's going to make night and day improvements to your game.
I actually have a boy that does fence. Well, he used to fence. He's pretty good.
Does he?
Yeah.
Get with him and just work on it a little bit. You don't have to make it your everyday thing, but just footwork with him a little bit. So there's a lot of fighters like is it Gilbert Ivel? Black dude, used to have blonde hair.
Where's he from?
I don't know where he's from. He fought in the UFC.
Okay.
He did really well for a long time. He was a wrestler. He would always talk about how wrestlers rule, but he was knocking people out.
Yeah.
And he would get in and out super quick. So he would dash in, bing, bing, and be right back out. And so when they asked him about it, they were like, well, coming from a wrestling background, how did your striking get so good? And he said he took some fencing classes. Because that's what fencers do. They're in and out. They're moving and everything is just like milliseconds. You know what I'm saying? So if you know some fencers, get with them and mess around with that fencing footwork.
Okay.
Especially for your jab. Like for your jab, fencing will be so productive for that because you can step in, get that jab off, and then get the fuck out before they do anything.
Yeah, my striking's been like a huge priority for this camp.
Well, I mean, because your ground game is solid. Yeah. You know what I mean? Your wrestling is good.
I'm comfortable there.
Yeah, and you can defend takedowns. Honestly, like, I'm sure this is probably what they're either doing or going to be doing with you. Like, if I was with you, I would just work your guard. So I would work you from your back, have you work on that a lot, because I know a lot of wrestlers, once they hit their back, they kind of freak out because that's a pin.
It's a claustrophobic.
Yeah.
You get claustrophobic. Like
Yeah. So I would work on that. I would also work on not relaxing when you get a top position, because, again, in wrestling, once you get a pin, you can kind of chill. I pinned him. I'm done.
Yeah.
So that kind of stays in the back of your head.
Absolutely.
That once you get somebody in that position, kind of relax a little bit. But, yeah, work on, like, keeping the pressure on. And then just work on I would work on your striking, like, all the time, because I'm like, for me, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if he's fighting a striker or a kickboxer or even a jiu-jitsu guy, they're probably not going to get him to the ground. And if they do, like, your level of wrestling is so high that if somebody does shoot in, you know how to defend it. You could probably reverse it. I'm going to work your striking so that you can strike in for the takedown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
And I'm sure, honestly, you're over there with a bunch of, like, really smart guys. I mean, fucking Stipe wasn't a champion because he was training at Planet Fitness. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was champion because they made him a champion.
Absolutely.
He didn't walk in and win a belt. You know what I'm saying? So
a lot of those staff members, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm damn near certain that they're going to be doing that with you.
Well, here's a funny story: is that, like, a month ago, I couldn't even do the speed bag.
Really?
I couldn't fucking do it. I couldn't.
You want to know a secret? I still can't do the fucking speed bag.
Really? Is that right?
Fuck no, I can't do the speed bag. Bro.
Dude, like, I just could not get the rhythm down, and I would post it. I'm like, still getting my progress.
Yeah,
and
I saw the videos.
And I don't care what I put. I mean,
bro, that
like,
first video you posted, you were already better than me on a speed bag.
I was like this, and then, like, my second time, like, here, go to the bigger bag.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get the pace down.
Yeah.
Like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then I actually got it down. Like, I got the rhythm. And I'm like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you're way better than me, bro.
And I'm like, yeah, it took me a month.
Yeah, it's been years. I still can't fucking do a speed bag. I don't apply myself to do it, but I definitely am not ashamed to admit that if you put me on a speed bag, you're going to be like, Tiger can't strike for shit.
Dude, people still the same way. They're like, when I was in the boxing gym, I sometimes go down to Alliance. I drive down to Alliance because there's a guy down there. He's one of the best box coaches in Ohio, Scott Lorenzo.
Oh, yeah.
Boxes down Common Ground. I go down there every Wednesday, and, I go down there, and he taught me the bag. He's like, get the rhythm.
I might go with you next time so I can learn the bag.
It's an old school gym. It's like an old church. I'm like, dude, this is some Apollo Creed shit.
Hell yeah.
I was like, bro,
those are the best places to train.
Oh man, like,
no air conditioning. Just a fan that's in the window, and it ain't even really blowing air.
Doors are open.
Yeah, it's just blowing more hot air into the room.
But I'll tell you what, like, when I didn't have any experience in boxing, like, I was just like, I mean, it's a totally different thing with my power hand, my jab, and now that I've worked on that, and I can, compare it with my wrestling.
Oh,
Usually
yeah.
My wrestling, use my right hand, go to a single leg.
Right.
Find combinations. Like, I didn't have any combination. I would just jab two.
Two.
So
you was doing 1-2.
I was just hitting the 1-1-2. Now I'm doing hooks, side steps, slipping jabs now, and that took me. I got punched in the face a lot, as you can see. Yeah. But I mean, and till this day, I still step into punches on accident.
Yeah,
but, that's the game. But
I mean, as long as you do it in practice and not in a cage, you know what I mean?
Because we in sparring, we have 16-ounce gloves, face protectors, and shin guards. Yeah. In Ohio, amateurs, there's no shin guards.
Yeah, it's none of that. I think it's
Pennsylvania.
Is it 16 ounce or is it 8 ounce? No, it's not 8. I think it's
6 or 8 ounce gloves.
I think it's 8 because pro is 4 ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 8. I think it's 8 ounce gloves.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
In Pennsylvania, there's shin guards. There's no ground and pound. An amateur. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm not going to touch it. That's
why all the wrestlers fight amateur here.
Yeah.
None of them go to PA. I remember a lot of my guys fought guys from PA because they would come here to fight, especially the wrestlers. Yeah. The kickboxers, like the strikers, would go to PA, and the wrestlers would come here.
Yep.
And so this is like wrestling country out here.
It's so fucking hard to because you get a guy on the ground, guy that's a good wrestler, is not a prime jiu-jitsu guy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That you can depend on your striking. Yeah. If you're not a jiu-jitsu guy, if you go, I'm okay in jiu-jitsu, but I'm not the best in jiu-jitsu. I'm not a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I know positioning and stuff like that, passing guard and stuff.
Even with that though, there's striking involved. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That changes the game for everything. It changes the game for wrestling. It changes the game for jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. I had a fight against a guy that was, I believe he was a brown or a black belt. Mm-hmm. And he got me in a fucking wrist lock. Like I had top position, and he fucking got me in a wrist lock, and I was like, I'm about to tap out to a bitch ass wrist lock, and I looked in my corner, and they were like, hit him. And I was like, oh yeah,
right, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, I get confused like that in jiu-jitsu practice sometimes. Like I get caught in like certain positions, and then they're like, you don't worry about that because you know you're gonna be fucking hitting this guy too, and he's not gonna be able to get that.
It's a whole different thing. Whole different thing.
Like you just gotta be careful because like guys with like great wrestling background.
Oh, my man Changus is in the chat. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh shit.
Changus is one of my longest running friends, man. Like, when I talk about it on here often, like I've only been a nice guy for like the past few years. Like when it comes to some hood shit, man, I was in the life. Like I'm talking deep. And sometimes the people in the chat like don't realize how deep until Changus one day brought up. Changus was like, hey, remember that time we tried to break into a gun store?
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. It was yeah. I have a lot of tactical friends that like we go we go shooting pretty often. He said, good, just got out of football practice. He's a football coach right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. And so we go to the range, and I'm very chill when I go to the shooting range.
Yeah.
I just want to send bullets down range. You know what I mean? I'm not trained. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be tactical. And a friend of mine was like, yo, man, like, you should do this and you should work on this. And he's like, because, in a situation, you never know how you're going to react. And I'm like, I know how I'm going to react if I get shot at. Out of everybody that's here right now, I'm the only one that's been in gunfights. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I kind of know right now I'm just relaxing and having fun. And, what do they call it? Lead therapy.
I only went shooting one time.
Really?
Like my freshman year of high school, I went up to my Uncle Mike's. That's the Nicole's white husband.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Uncle Mike.
Yep. He has a cabin up in New York. And I went shooting this when it was like the most.
Wait, in New York?
In upstate New York.
I thought New York was like super anti-gun.
Oh no.
Or maybe not. Was it rifles? Was it rifles that you were shooting?
I was shooting like a rifle, pistol.
Okay.
It was in the
maybe New York City is super like
New York City. That area is probably anti-gun, but like it's just upstate New York in the mountains. Like there's no service.
Oh yeah, up there. Yeah.
It was the most quietest place I've ever been to.
Except for them fucking guns y'all were shooting.
Right. I shoot this thing like you're just in wilderness. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, I shot a gun, stuff like that. That's the last time I fucking fired a gun.
Really?
Well,
dude, if you ever want to go shooting again, let me know, man.
Actually, I had one slip. I did you know what a desk pop is?
No.
You ever seen The Other Guys movie? Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah.
Or when Will Ferrell shot his gun.
Oh yeah.
Well, I did that at my house once. I shot it. I shot a 45 in the.
Do your parents know this?
Sorry, mom and dad.
Oh,
it's still on the ceiling.
Boy. Oh man.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Smalls is in the chat on Instagram. He's finally here. Right. What's up, Smalls? How you doing, man? Smalls, this is my homie Chase. He has a fight coming up this Saturday. And he actually trains out of your old stomping ground, Strong Style. We'll see if Small starts chatting. He just got here, so yeah. So they're finding this out now.
Yes,
huh?
they are.
Oh man, exclusive.
That was last year.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, it wasn't really the smartest decision I did, but
what made you? Why the hell did you think that was a good idea?
Well, I mean, I just watched the movie, and like I said, yo, Will, how funny would it be if we do an actual desk pop in the house? And he goes, bro, it's fucking stupid. I'm like, all right, let me get your gun real quick.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, bro, you're not gonna do it. I'm like, you don't think I'll do it? I'm like, all right. I actually have a video of it. I'm Archie, this is the desk pop. Boom,
oh
like,
my God.
I've done like really more stupid. Well, that's probably the most.
That's probably. I feel like that's up there.
Probably one of the most stupid things I've done in college. That and I've wrestled. I throw parties in my backyard a lot, like a lot of college parties. And
do your parents know about that?
Oh yeah, they know.
Okay,
yeah, they know about that. And I do like a lot of wrestling, backyard wrestling and stuff like that.
Oh my God, like body slamming people into tables and shit like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Chase, man. The caucasity of what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
Chase, you setting white people back a few years, man.
Oh, yeah. I had fun though.
Just when we got a good rapport, you're like, yeah, we used to.
Hey, listen, it ain't no wrestling party,
Did y'all ever light the tables on fire?
No, we didn't get that. We didn't get that aggressive.
Okay.
We didn't get that hostile. But
just shooting guns, but y'all didn't.
Nah, that was one time, like did that, and then that's one of my crazier college stories. But like,
oh my God. Well, if you ever want to go shooting at a range,
I'd love to.
I got you, man. I got you. I have a plethora.
I'll be shooting targets this time. No ceiling.
Yeah, actually, no fucking. Oh my God, man! I would have never thought.
No,
not shooting a fucking gun to the ceiling. No,
I got a little crazy side. I mean, you see me at. Well,
here's the thing, bro. Like, you're such a level-headed dude. Like, I've never seen you act out, even at work, even when you got to like take people out. I've never seen you. Yeah,
I'm very just right here, and then
you're very even keeled. I'll put like even keeled. That's what it is.
Yeah,
like I've never seen you get out of hand. Obviously, I've seen you handle your business, but I've never seen you like be overly aggressive or anything like that.
I've only snapped one time when I worked at Barley House. It was a guy. It was when Machine Gun Kelly came in, and like he was coming in after his concert.
Will said there's a gun range in his backyard.
Oh, there we go.
We'll be there, Will. We'll be there. Will has a whole damn arsenal at his house, though.
Really?
We probably shouldn't say that on air. No, he lost them all in a boating accident.
Oh, no. There you go. There you go. But yeah, MGK came in after his concert at the Wolstein.
And I think I was there that night.
I'm pretty sure you were there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was there.
And the guy was standing on the table, and I'm like, hey, man, you got to get down. He's like, no, fuck you.
Oh, he spit on you?
Spit on my right shoulder.
Here's the thing. You didn't lose your cool then. He spit on you. He got what he,
And all I remember was me grabbing his feet, and I swept him underneath. His back hits the table, and I threw him on the ground. There's girls like all over trying to crowd MGK, and MGK's bodyguards like pushing him out and stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy was kind of like rushing towards MGK, and I just double legged him, threw him on the ground.
Damn.
And I'm like, and the guy's like trying to throw punches, and I'm like throwing forearm strikes.
Hell yeah.
And like.
I like how you call them forearm strikes. Almost some motherfucking elbows.
And then my boys came in. We really picked them up like a dead body. And we threw them out. And like that's. Damn. I would say that's like the only time I lost my cool. Like I was like charged up.
Yeah.
Like I'm a really nice person. I'm a really talkable, sociable guy. Like, hey man, like don't do that. Blah blah blah. Like.
Dude, spit on you though.
Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, like that.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Especially honestly during that time, because when that concert was going on. We were still, it was still during the pandemic, right?
I'm pretty sure it was a pandemic.
Yeah, so that is assault with a deadly weapon, dude. You can catch COVID from that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that was attempted murder on his part. Nah, you defended yourself how you should have defended yourself.
And he ripped my blazer, too. I was kind of pissed about that.
You did like your blazers.
I love my fucking
used to rock the fucking tank top with the blazers.
You goddamn
That's why you're a fucking 90s action movie villain, man.
Guilty as charged, man. Yeah.
Like, yeah, when I met you, you were literally rocking a tank top, a blazer. I don't think you had the hat. The hat came later. That was a few weeks later, but you had the hair slick black.
The fedora. I had the fedora. I still wear the fedora here and there. I'm doing cornrows for my hair.
Hell yeah. Good idea.
Braid all my hair and shit. I might do Well,
you got that curly ass Italian shit too, man. Like, right, yeah, that's you fucking nappy headed hoe. You got it. Oh man. Oh, wait. Daniel Super Dan Sinclair, what up? Said love it. He loves it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely cornroll it. Who's cornrolling it for you?
I don't really know yet. I've been looking. Oh, my ex used to do it. But
okay. Your ex-girlfriend knows how to cornroll?
Yeah. She used to be a cosmetologist. Is that the right way to say it?
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. Still, though.
Yeah.
Was this a white chick?
Yeah.
And she can cornroll?
Fuck yeah.
What?
Yeah, she cornrowed all my matches and stuff.
So what type of hood rat white chick you over here? What type of ghetto spokesmodel you over here dating?
Nah. She was a good girl. I mean, but we didn't end up working out. But like, we're still friends today. But like, I'm looking around. Like, I might have one of my buddies' friends do it. Mm-hmm. She's really good at doing all the designs and shit. But like,
shit, I could probably have one of my sisters do it.
For real?
I probably have 7 sisters, man. I got fucking.
Really? You have a big family. You have any brothers?
No, I wish.
All
girls.
Man, only man.
Yeah, only one.
Oh boy.
My dad passed. It's me. It's me. I tried to join. I was going to join the Marines.
Really?
But I couldn't because I'm the last surviving male. You know what I mean? I don't have no brothers. Yeah, it's a weird fucking thing. If you're the last survivor, that's what Saving Private Ryan was all about.
Yeah,
his brothers died. And he was the last surviving male, so they had to go get him up out of there.
I love that movie though. It's a great movie.
You know, I've never seen the whole movie.
Really?
It's a long fucking movie, dude.
It is a long fucking movie. But honestly, I'm a war movie guy. Like,
yeah. See, you're a history buff.
Oh yeah, like Black Hawk Down. Like
I do like Black Hawk Down.
Saving Private Ryan is by far my number one.
Yeah.
You know, I like the Vietnam movies too. Like We Were Soldiers and like, is that?
We Were Soldiers.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I think the full title is We Were Once Soldiers and Young.
Yeah,
that's the name of the book.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Great
movie. I've seen that one. Great movie.
Yeah, I like
great
that.
movie for sure. The book is good too.
Somebody told me that like one of my friends, like their dad's or their grandfather was a Vietnam vet. So that was the most realistic movie.
Yeah.
To Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. You know? There's a lot of Americans still in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Because that was so okay. We were talking on the show, and I was talking about like I have a lot of the people that are in the chat are actually veterans. William brought up Full Metal Jacket.
That's a good movie too.
It's a good one too.
Yeah.
And I was asking, I was like, when is the last time that America, like our soldiers were actually, because you know people are always like, yo, these soldiers are fighting for our freedoms, and I was like, when is the last time that they were actually fighting for our freedoms? And it wasn't a dig. It wasn't a dig at all.
No.
Because I was like, yo, I still appreciate our veterans. And I was asking the veterans this, and a lot of them were like, either the Civil War or like World War I, maybe World War II. Like legitimately fighting for the freedoms of Americans. Because a lot of the wars lately have been about
the
oil.
Revolutionary War too.
Yeah. A lot of the recent ones have been about oil or,
it's more industry.
Yeah.
It's all about, it's an economical war.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So like,
and it did, like obviously there was a time where they were every day fighting for our freedom.
No, yeah.
But then it turned into something else. But the catchphrase is still the same. And that doesn't. I don't dig anything they do less because of that. It was just a genuine question. I mean, hell, I wanted to be, like I said, I wanted to be a Marine. So, but I was like, when is the last time that we were actually in a war and like our freedoms were at stake?
I actually wanted to be, when I got out of high school. Before I was actually recruited to West Point recruited me.
Oh, really?
To wrestle, yeah.
Nice.
I was supposed to go there, and I had ADHD medication at the time, and like you had to be a year off, and I couldn't do it. So I ended up not going. But I actually wanted.
You have ADHD?
Nah, I kinda.
I have ADHD.
Yeah.
I've never taken meds or anything for it, but I definitely have ADHD.
But I don't take them anymore. But I actually wanted to be a Navy SEAL. For quite some time, and like wrestling didn't really work out for me. I was gonna join the Navy, try to go to the Navy, join the Navy SEAls. Like, cause I like being pushed. You know what I mean? I like hard tasks and stuff because like without
that's that wrestler in you.
Yeah, because when I'm done wrestling, man, you're not really gonna get a career in wrestling unless you're an All-American in college or an Olympic gold medalist,
or unless you go to don't they? If I'm not mistaken, in like Europe and also the Middle East, there's a lot of like the professional wrestlers, and I don't mean WWE. I mean like actual.
There's some
wrestling.
Good wrestling over like if you're like in the Russian team and like the Iranian team and stuff, they get a lot of money. But like
shit, go to Dagestan, man. Go over there with Habib and crew.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to pass on that one, but
man,
I mean, that like wrestling's a really hard sport to get a career out of. But like, unless you're an animal, I know a lot of guys that have a really good career out of it.
Yeah,
and
really quick, we'll say it, but it keeps them out of the United States, fighting them on their soil for sure. I'm just saying the actual wars a lot of times aren't necessarily about our freedoms. Right. It's about other things. You know what I mean? Yeah. But again, this is in no way a dig at our troops. I love our troops.
Support our troops, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't support the old dudes that are sending our troops to fight. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of these two old people don't get along, so all of these young people got to go and kill each other because these two can't have a conversation. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. I will always support the troops, but I won't support I don't want to say the government, but the higher ups that are sending on both sides that are sending people to go die.
Absolutely.
Go die. I don't support that.
Absolutely.
But I'll support our troops for sure.
Yeah.
I got their back. I have a whole sound effect for them.
Really?
Yeah, the fucking that's for troops, man. That's for troops. Go. Yeah. They got their own sound effect,
Hell
man.
Yeah.
I purposely, so like for most people I would do the explosion. So here's what originally happened. I had a round of applause for moms, and then I had an explosion for everybody else. But then I thought about it and I'm like, a lot of troops have been around fucking explosions. And I don't want to be disrespectful and have an explosion sound for our troops. So then I was using like the side. I was using this one. I was using that for like dads, cops, troops, and everything else, veterans, and so on. But then I was like, you know what?
Let's get your own one.
Let's do a specific sound effect for veterans, because I have so many friends that are like active and veterans. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was like, they should have their own sound effect. Why would I recycle?
Yeah.
And then regular people get the explosion.
Oh, for sure.
the regular folk.
The regular folk, yeah.
Like if you're not a mom, a dad, a veteran, active, or a cop, or like an EMS or something. Like if you're just a barista at fucking you're a barista at fucking Starbucks, you get the
That's funny. I like that.
Oh man. So yeah, you were saying if wrestling didn't work out, you were going to be a SEAL.
Yeah.
Dude, that training is ridiculous,
it's fucking
bro.
barbaric, man. Like I watched like a few documentaries on it and stuff, and I actually know one of my buddies that one of my old teammates, his brother is actually going into SEAL training right now. Okay. He I don't know what stage he's in right now, but he was telling me like, dude, like the training there is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
The drown test and fucking the swim, like the shark swim.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like, I mean, I grew up on the ocean, so like
you and me both.
Yeah,
you and me both. The thing about sharks, they don't
DC,
really.
Right? DC?
Yeah, but I was born in Brazil.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I'm right there in the ocean, and in DC, you're right by the ocean.
Yeah.
The thing about sharks, they don't really fuck with you if
No.
you're not bleeding.
No.
I think what is it?
But you had more curiosity too.
Yeah,
like,
just to check, see what's going on.
I've actually fished off the beach
Mhm.
and I've caught big ass sharks.
Oh, you caught shark before? I've never caught a shark. I've never really fished. I only fished a few times, but I didn't catch a shark at all.
Yeah,
I've eaten shark.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Shark burgers, delicious.
Yeah, I caught a 6-foot blacktip off the beach.
Oh shit, nice.
Delaware, yeah,
that's a pretty big fucking shark.
Dropped my phone in the ocean.
Did you go in to get it?
I tried to dig in and like the tide took, and then I tried to hand reel the shark in, and my line snapped.
Oh,
and the weight, and it was high tide too, so like the tide just taken in and took him out. I'm like,
what if you saw the phone in the shark's mouth? Would you have reached in there to get it?
I'd go in there and punch the fuck
right on the nose.
Right on the nose.
Isn't that what they tell you? Punch him on the nose.
Yeah. Well, and then I called my brother, and he was like, "Yeah, fucking bullshit. Yeah, picker didn't happen." I was like probably like a sophomore or a junior in high school. I was like, I got a little attitude about it. Like, I did though.
You're like, how am I gonna take a picture? I told you my phone dropped in the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
I wonder who figured out the whole like punching a shark in the nose. Like who
That's
the fuck?
That's a good question.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like the one, if you're attacked by a bear, play dead. Who the fuck figured that out? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like who was the one? John said, "Yo, his opponent's name is Nicholas Jackson. I want to know his thoughts on him." Do you have thoughts on Nicholas Jackson?
Well, he's a 34-year-old man from Ashtabula, Cleveland, Ohio. He said he's from Cleveland. He's a street boxer. I tip my hat to him for taking my fight because he's the 7th guy to take the fight for me. So,
right. He's the one that finally said yes.
Yeah, and signed the contract and everything. I think he's a switch fighter. He's southpaw and orthodox. He fights with his hands down. The film I've watched him do, his grappling's god awful. And I mean, that's my game plan. I'm going to be throwing him on his head and then dismantling him. To try to shatter his jaw too. But,
there you have it.
I mean, I'm gonna.
There you have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's war. When I step in the cage, it's gonna be wartime. But
there it is.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, John said he was gonna ref. He was gonna ref that show.
No shit.
Yeah. He was gonna ref it. What happened, John? Did you Did they get upset or something? Yeah, John's been in the game for a while.
Oh wow.
He's been in the game. Yeah, he's been in the game for a while. Yeah, did they not get back to you or something like that? I remember, dude, I used to be friends with like all the commissioners and shit.
Yeah.
We used to get away with murder. Just like full circle combat sports. Whenever we would walk in, like the commissioners say what's up to us, and people be like, "Oh fuck, these guys know this guy." But it's just because I'm a personable guy. I talk to everybody. But he has a bike club show that day.
Okay.
Oh,
gotcha. But yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna be a real. I mean, I think it's gonna be a good fight. But I'm gonna try to close it out early, and I'm gonna use my skill against him. And I know he doesn't have a wrestling background. He's more of a street fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he's gonna be sticking his little stubby leg out, and then I'm just gonna throw him on his head and close him out.
Hold up, Pepe No Neck is in the house. So that's my co-host Pun. That's his dad.
Oh,
that's Michael Capasso, like senior.
The Italian stallion right there.
The Italian
right?
stallion.
Okay.
Stud guy Pep.
Fantastic.
Pep is short for pepperoni. I guess when he worked at the plant, they used to call him pepperoni.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, I got a picture of him when he was young.
Oh boy.
Let me find it. How do I not have this picture?
I don't know, man.
Oh wait, there it is. Boom, there it is. Hold up. This is Pep back in the day. Was this the 50s or something like that? Or was when was this? This is Pep from back in the day.
Wow. Looks like one of the Beatles.
Right?
Yeah.
That's Italian right there.
That's Italian right there.
Mambo Italiano.
There you go.
Oh man. Man, I think this is about that time that we're coming up towards the end of the stream here, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Pep just showed up at the end of the fucking thing. 1975 that picture was. Wow. I don't know why I said 50s. My bad, Pep. I'm over-aging you. My fault, man. 1975 that picture was. It didn't even look like a 50s picture. Yeah. That definitely looks like a 70s picture.
That does look like.
Yeah, look at the collar.
Yeah.
It looks like one of your blazers.
He's rocking it the right way.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Pep ain't no joke, man.
I'm probably gonna be wearing a blazer for after this fight.
After the fight, when you come,
I'm not wearing no tank top though. I'm just gonna wear a fucking straight blazer, my tats showing.
No shirt.
No fucking shirt. None of that. Fuck yeah.
I am 100% here for it, man. I am 100% here for it.
You're DJing that night.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I go on at midnight.
Okay. Sweet.
So you said you'll probably be getting there like 11:30ish.
11:30 midnight.
Yeah. So when you get there, I get to chat with you a little bit before I go on, man. Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm really excited to.
I might even. I got to check some logistics of some things, maybe even. But see, here's the thing. If I do come down, I probably wouldn't be able to stay for the fight because I would have to get back up here to get set up.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't even know how long they're all 3 minutes. I mean, I'm like the fourth to last fight.
Yeah.
That probably won't get in the cage till like 9.
Yeah. And what is it, 3-minute rounds?
3 3-minute rounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that works in your favor, man, because you can go out there and get to work quick.
Mm-hmm.
You can get to work quick.
Well, you know, it's funny because a little fun fact. I saw him post, my opponent post this thing last week. On Facebook, he said, "Damn, it's been a grip since I quit smoking." and he says, "It's been a grip since I quit smoking. It all starts today. #day 2."
Wait, seriously? Day 2 of him not smoking? And how long ago was this?
This was last week.
So he just quit.
He just quit.
Listen,
so in my head, I'm like this.
Yeah,
he is fucked. Like I mean,
DJ Billy C was popping, man. Here's the thing. I hate putting the cart before the horse. I'm not going to make a prediction at this moment. I mean, I know I already did. But here's what I'll say. It doesn't look good for him.
It don't look good for him.
Like, if he just quit smoking, it's not looking good. Even if he didn't. Like, I still got confidence in you.
Yeah.
But add that to the mix, that's not a good look. Yeah. That's not a good look.
Yeah, I mean, it builds more confidence towards me. Like, I know for a fact he hasn't had the training partners as I have.
No, for sure.
I was training with Matt Brown a month ago.
Do you know where he trains out of?
Matt Brown?
No. Your opponent.
No, I don't know. He's somewhere around East Side, I think.
East side of Cleveland?
Cleveland, I think. You know where? I don't know where Ashtabula is. Where is that at?
I think it's like east.
Is it east?
I think it's east. Yeah. I'm not sure.
He's from around there, but like
I'm trying to think of any reputable. I mean, the only reputable camp out east is Griffin Raw.
Okay.
And I mean, they're decent. I haven't heard anything from them in a while. I'm not sure what they've been doing lately. The only camps out this way that really make noise is Strong Style. And
Old Angle. That's like on West 25th. That's like not that far from you.
Yeah. Those are the only ones that I really hear making noise. I mean, there's a bunch of reputable jiu-jitsu places, but this guy doesn't seem like a jiu-jitsu player.
No, I watched him grapple. He grapples like any average Joe, like just going around the body and stuff. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be cautious about guillotine chokes and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, I know obviously they're gonna be working on that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be ready for him, and I know he's a very stand up. He's gonna be standing up, and like I'm gonna try to make a non-wrestler try to wrestle me too at the same time.
Yeah.
Try to work on my striking as well.
Yeah.
Do what I've been training for to do and everything like that.
Yeah, I got faith in you, man.
Thank you.
I got faith in you.
That.
I'm really excited. I hope there'll be somebody there filming, man. So,
there'll be. So I think what we're gonna do is that we're gonna try to see if we can get a Facebook Live on there or somewhere Instagram Live, something like that.
I mean, even if somebody just has their phone.
Yeah,
just make sure they're filming this way.
Yeah,
make sure they're filming this way and not that way. I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, film this way. And they're like, why? I'm like, because your TV is shaped like this.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, man. Megan said, can't wait to see you kick some ass Saturday.
Thank you, man. I think she's got.
Wait, who's that?
It's my Aunt Megan.
That's another aunt?
Yeah.
She your mom?
No, same aunt.
Same aunt. Did we already shout her out?
Yes, we did.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again because that's how I roll.
But yeah, she's actually coming out to the fight.
John said, I don't know anyone out of there, but there are a few gyms in Cleveland. Rising Dragon, Revolution, Griffin Raw, World Kickboxing Association. I talked about Rising Dragon earlier, and I just mentioned Griffin Raw, but I haven't. John, have you heard any noise from Griffin Raw lately? You know what I mean? Like, I haven't heard anything from them. I haven't heard anybody, and I don't think this guy is coming out of Flying Dragon because you would know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't think he's that kind of guy.
Yeah. World Kickboxing Association.
He's not a kickboxer.
He
he fights with his hands down. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know many kickboxers that do that.
No, that's like, I mean, if a guy does that, I mean, it means he's a little cocky. I'm gonna expose him with that.
Changus, his name is Chase. He said, "Yo, winning energy." He said, "Yo, winning energy goes to you." And then he asked what your name is. His name is Chase. Chase ArchAngelo.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate that.
Keep him. Keep up with him. Hold on. Let me put your info right there. Tell people how they can reach out to you really quick.
You guys can follow me on Instagram. It's CArch174. Facebook is Chase ArchAngelo. I don't have a Twitter anymore. I deactivated it because it got hacked and about the Ray-Bans and stuff like that. Trying to sell Ray-Bans.
You got really Italian when you were saying that. My Facebook is Chase ArchAngelo. Don't have a Twitter.
Accent came out a little bit. Dude, well, apparently I had a really thick accent coming to Ohio.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Delaware's we're right between Jersey, Maryland, PA, and Jersey's got some really thick accents. New York's got some thick accents, and that's when it starts coming in more. But
Matthew said, really quick, just want to say thanks, Jason, for putting Delaware on the map, and good luck this weekend. I know you're going to win. Who's Jason?
Oh, he met Chase. That's my old coach. That's actually my childhood coach.
You know what he's probably doing? Talk to text.
Yeah.
It said Chase, and thought he said Jason.
Yeah, that's actually my childhood coach. He's my first wrestling coach.
Okay. Is he a dad?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
He's got a son. He's at a military school right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, was he ever in the military?
No, he wasn't. Okay. But he's in his son's in a military school right now.
John said he just added you. I think he just added you on your socials.
Outstanding.
John said not at all. They still grinding at Griffin though. Trust me, if I know them locally, I'd know if they are fighting. Yeah, so John is you're the head coach over there now, aren't you, John? Well, the head striking coach over at Old School Iron. And then another friend of mine is the jiu-jitsu coach over there, Paul Bartholet.
Okay.
Solid group of guys, man. If you ever want to go over there and train, man, it's a solid group of guys.
I'm hopping around right now, so I'd love to.
I'm a firm believer of having a home base is great, but I'm a firm believer of going other places just to get different looks.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
I mean, I've been hopping around for about a year now. I've been going to Strong Style here and there.
Yeah.
I've been going to the King's of the Mat when my buddy owns the gym.
Yeah.
Down in Menor. Going down to Alliance too. And I'm also going down to Columbus too, down to Immortal where Matt Brown trains at.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been training with him for a bit, and God, he's a fucking animal. I'll tell you that.
I mean, that's to me, that's the way to do it. You want your corner crew, you want the people that are going to be there for every fight and stuff like that. But bouncing around is always a great thing.
Yeah, just to know what you want. You know what I mean? At Strong Style might be my home base pretty soon. I'm pretty sure that's a probably sealed deal. I'm going to be a Strong Style guy.
Yeah.
But also if Columbus wasn't so far, I'd probably be down there. But I mean, Matt Brown's a really good guy. He's in the UFC and stuff, and he's kicking ass. He's got a fight. I believe he's fighting in November. Not really sure yet.
Is he?
Yeah.
He looked great in his last fight, didn't he? He won his last fight, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he looked really fucking good.
I was
because they were counting him out, not counting him out, but they were talking about it might be his last fight, and then he goes out there and he fucking looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's
a really good guy, man. He's one of the nicest guys I've talked to. He's a lot of those guys. He's really humble. He doesn't really talk about the UFC and shit like that.
Yeah,
but when I train with him, man, I'll tell you that he's good as hell in jiu-jitsu. I tell you that.
Oh yeah, his jiu-jitsu is really good.
I wrestle, and I felt like I was good at wrestling. Then he fucking puts me in a guillotine.
Yeah. Honestly, the only people that have really outclassed him on the ground are super high level guys.
They're
you know what I mean?
Elite as fuck.
Yeah. So I think one of the mistakes on the topic of casual fans versus dedicated fans.
Yeah.
One of the mistakes that casual fans make is that they think, okay, this person lost a fight, they immediately suck now. And
that's the biggest problem.
Like take Stipe, for instance, right?
Yep.
So when you think about the people in the UFC that have beat him, there's been Stefan Struve. There's been, I think, Junior Dos Santos beat him once. What Daniel saying? Daniel said, thank you and best of luck. Delaware supports you. We believe in you. And thank you for inspiring my son. Boom.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Look at that, Chase.
It's Sinclair. I know him. He wrestles for my dad.
Yeah.
Pretty sure his son wrestles for my dad, yeah.
Yeah, John said they boo at the fights a lot.
Yeah.
So think about the people that have beat Stipe. You got Stefan Struve. You got Junior Dos Santos once.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Cormier once, and then Ngannou. So it's 4 people. Mm-hmm. 4 people that have beat Stipe, right?
Yeah.
There's 7.3 billion people on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
So people don't realize that, though. Like, I mean, he lost to 4 fucking people.
Yeah.
And the amount of career he's had.
On the planet. So that means if you say, okay, half of those are dudes,
mm-hmm.
and let's say a percentage of that are fighters. Let's say 1 million. 4 people out of 1 million. There's obviously more than 1 million fighters on the planet, but even if it's just 1 million, even if it's 100,000, that's 4 people out of that many people.
That's fucking insane.
The rest of them don't stand a chance.
No.
Like and I would even go as far as to say there's one person that we know for a fact that can beat him. Stefan Struve, they were both tired.
Yeah.
Stipe.
That was a very bar burner.
Yeah. He definitely got beat. Junior Dos Santos, he avenged that loss.
Mm-hmm.
Cormier, he definitely avenged that loss because he beat him twice. If you beat somebody twice, I feel like it erases that loss, just,
absolutely.
In my opinion.
And sometimes people have a hiccup and people forget that, they forget that shit.
So the only one, I would say there's one person right now that we know for a fact that can beat him, and that's Ngannou, just because of the fashion that he beat him in. The way that Cormier beat him was a bit flukish. They got up. Cormier has those short arms, and he fucking caught him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we know that Ngannou can do it because Ngannou did it pretty, what I'm saying? Yeah, swiftly. It was very convincing.
Yeah.
That's one person and 7.3 billion.
That's a lot of fucking people,
right.
Man.
So the people that are like, oh, Stipe's finished, he's done, he sucks. I'm like, no, one person beat him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same thing with Conor, though, too, like when he broke his leg and shit. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they're saying he's done. Like, well, guess what? He's walking out here with like $20 million.
Exactly.
What do you fucking
or more? Like he's got his liquor company. He's doing pretty good.
I'll tell you a little fun fact. He made more money than Khabib did that night.
Oh yeah.
And Khabib won.
Here's the thing. Yes. So for that, what you got to take into account also is that Khabib has all of Russia backing him up.
That's true. Yeah.
So when it comes to like merch and stuff like that, everybody in Russia bought. Like Khabib is sitting on Khabib is extremely rich right now.
Oh,
now on paper he made more, but then on the back end, I think Khabib made more. Yeah,
I didn't even know
but on contract, he probably made more.
Yeah.
Conor probably made more on contract, but on the back end for sure.
Khabib absolutely did. Yeah.
I think the only other person that makes more money than him when they fight was fucking Mayweather. Mayweather made more than him when they fought.
How much did Mayweather? It was like 90,
400 or 500 million.
Oh my God.
I think Conor got 100 million.
Yeah,
for that fight.
I think he got like 111.
Yeah, and I think Mayweather got like 4 or 5. But here's the thing. Can you
imagine if MMA had that paid?
I wish it did, man. I wish it did. The business model for MMA isn't set up for people to make hundreds of millions.
Not wrong.
It could be, but the way it's set up, the way they promote boxing matches, America is a boxing country. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of like there's other sports that are more fun to watch than football, but football runs America.
Absolutely.
But then when you look at the most popular sports in the world, football is not even in the top 10.
It's boxing.
Yeah. There's boxing, there's tennis,
soccer,
there's fucking rugby, cricket. I think cricket's number 1 if I'm not mistaken.
Number 1,
yeah. I know golf is up there, but football's not even in the top 10.
No.
But football is powerful enough in America that it took over 2 days of the week. It took over Sunday. It stole Sunday from God, and then it took over Monday, and it's working on Thursday. To be honest with you,
exactly.
Oh man, that's a trip. But you know, that's where the money's at. Or like hockey. Hockey players make bank, bro. Like the high end hockey. What team is that?
The Pittsburgh Penguins, baby.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. And here to all my Cleveland people, I am a Steelers fan, but
ooh. I don't get it. I don't get into those rivalries.
See you in Halloween. But
John said he does sport ballet.
There you go.
John does sport ballet.
Actually, there's a fun fact. In Russia, a lot of those the younger guys, they do gymnastics and they dance for their footwork and their flexibility.
They do ballet, yeah.
They do ballet.
I did ballet for like 2 years.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, like
it's good for flexibility.
Oh, my God. Like, that's
really
why
good.
when I wrestled a kid from my buddy, he's actually from Russia, Moscow. He trains out the strong style sometime. His flexibility is unreal. Like, yeah, I danced till I was 8.
Yeah.
And then they got me into wrestling.
And they put him like deep into it.
Like competing and shit. Like,
Will just asked, have either of us heard of John Saylor? Have you heard of John Saylor?
John Saylor.
I have not, Will. Who is he?
I did not know who John Saylor is.
Should we know who he is? Is this a trivia question?
Sounds important.
Yeah, it sounds important as fuck. With a name like John Saylor, you got to be somebody.
Sounds like an explorer.
Here's the thing. This is how I know you're going to be famous. Your name can't be Chase ArchAngelo and you not be famous. You got a famous if that's not a famous person's name, like you can't have the last name ArchAngelo and not go on to do something.
I appreciate that, man.
Like 100%. Like you're gonna be somebody.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Like someone, I was watching one of my old college matches, and like the people doing the head table stuff, they're like, he has a really cool last name.
Yeah,
sounds like a celebrity or something.
The whole name, Chase. Chase is just a dope fucking name. You know what I mean? Will said he trained a lot of fighters. I sponsored in Shang-Chi Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, did he specialize in, did you sponsor him or did he specialize in Shang-Chi Jiu-Jitsu?
I'm not sure.
I'll look him up. It seems like somebody I should know. So I will definitely look him up. Yeah, Chase ArchAngelo. That's a name that like you're going to be, you know what's going to happen? This is funny. This is going to blow your mind. First time I ever met you, I told you look like every villain in every 90s fucking Van Damme action movie. You're going to go on the fight. You're going to become a champion. They're going to put you in movies. You're going to be the villain. Guaranteed. St. Pierre, St. Pierre, right? He was in a movie.
Conor McGregor did in Call of Duty.
He did. He's a villain in Call of Duty. Yeah. Has he been in a movie yet? I don't think he's been in a movie.
Cowboy Cerrone was in a movie, in a Mark Wahlberg movie.
It's on fucking Netflix. I watched it. Yes. Because he got beat up with Post Malone.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it. I think Cowboy's in another one too.
They use a lot of MMA fighters in like combat stuff. Like,
a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Because they've been hit and they know how to
perform. Like, even their slip ups. Like,
they know how their body moves.
Yeah.
I have a big problem watching action movies with people that aren't like martial arts or don't train in something.
I agree.
Like there's certain people I can watch. Spencer Confidential Spencer Confidential. That's what it was.
Okay.
Thank you, John. Certain action stars I can watch. I can watch Jason Statham because Jason Statham is trained. Him. Yeah, he's trained his whole life. He's always trained. I can watch Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is a lifelong martial artist.
Yep.
I can watch Sylvester Stallone. Just because
that's Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's very authentic.
Yeah, he's very
anything
unique.
He does, he throws himself into it.
Yeah,
like he trained boxing to do Rocky. He trained in he does his own stunts in fucking what's that fucking series he had? The Expendables.
Yeah,
he was doing all his own shit.
Yeah,
him and fucking Arnie were in the hospital together.
Yeah.
Oh, he said I sponsored people and he specialized in it. Okay. Pronounced Shinji Tai Jiu-Jitsu. Shinji Tai Jiu-Jitsu. He's out of the Canton area.
That sounds elite.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up. That sounds like it should be in a movie though. Sounds like something the bad guy would do in a movie. I'm just saying.
What do you think of Bruce Lee? The guy, Coach Ross, my coach just actually said Bruce Lee.
What about him? I love Bruce Lee.
Like a combat, I think that's one. He's like more.
So the thing about Bruce Lee gets brought up in a lot of conversations, and they talk about how people like right now would be able to beat Bruce Lee. And here's why I don't like those conversations. Bruce Lee was a GOAT at his time for what was available to him.
Correct.
Bruce Lee would go and learn other arts.
Yeah.
So if Bruce Lee were alive today, this is what I would say. When people are like, oh, do you think this person would beat Bruce Lee if he was alive today? I think if Bruce Lee were alive today and was in his prime, he would be down there training with the Gracies.
Yep.
I think he'd be training with,
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, he could be training with all of the top, Dwayne Ludwig that trains TJ Dillashaw. I think he'd be training with all these great people and applying it to what he does. And I think he would be just as elite. You know what I mean? Bruce Lee is elite, not because of what he was physically capable of. He was elite because of his mind and the way his brain worked. Mm-hmm. Learn everything, take out what doesn't work, keep what does work. Yeah. That's his way. Yep. So knowing that, I have to believe that if he was alive today, he would still do the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just he was doing that at a time that this is what was available to him.
That's all he had.
Yeah. He didn't really have, there was nobody doing flying arm bars and fucking oblique kicks and stuff like that, or else he would have learned it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely think he's a GOAT. Mm-hmm. I think he will always be a GOAT. I think the argument of like who now would beat him, then it's a weird conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, well, that and with him, and I also like Keanu Reeves with when he did a lot of wrestling.
Yes.
Like, cause if you notice, like in those movies,
he's doing all that stuff.
He's doing all that shit.
If I'm not mistaken, there wasn't really a stuntman. Yeah. So he trains shooting religiously. I know he trains jiu-jitsu, judo, kempo, sambo. So he puts the work in. Yeah. He definitely puts the work in.
Yeah.
My favorite, weirdly enough, a lot of my favorite action stars have been women. Like really? Cynthia Rothrock, she was like the whole the whole 90s fucking action movie scene. She was a big staple during that.
Okay.
Kathy Long, who was a champion Muay Thai fighter.
Okay.
Just a fucking hillbilly chick from somewhere in America, but she was a champion Muay Thai fighter, did a few movies.
Okay.
Gina Carano. Have you seen Gina Carano was, so you know how they credit Ronda Rousey with ushering in women's MMA? It was actually Gina Carano.
Okay.
So the first female headlining pay-per-view fight was Strikeforce, and it was Gina Carano against Cyborg. Yeah. Okay. Cyborg beat her, but Gina Carano's a badass. Yeah. Gina Carano's a bad motherfucker. She almost fought in the UFC, but in a text message, Dana White like called her a bitch. He was like, yeah, just give the bitch whatever, but he accidentally sent it to her. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that'd be the worst way.
Yeah. But yeah, she's a badass, man. She's gorgeous. I was pissed off she didn't play Wonder Woman, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Like Gina Carano looks like Wonder Woman. She's built like Wonder Woman. I think she should have played one. But that's just me.
She's cut.
Oh yeah.
She's cut.
She's fucking jacked, dude. But when I see her, my big problems with women's action movies is a lot of times I see them and like, you know, they'll be taking punches from guys and I'm like, she would never take a punch. Nah. I've seen Gina take a punch. Yeah. So now I believe it.
But they have some actresses that look like they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, they look very frail.
Like
fucking what's her name from the Kill Bill movies? Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
I feel like she can't take a punch.
I don't feel like she would get punched in the face and just cry about it, go fall down the stairs.
She would definitely drop.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like I don't think Ronda Rousey can act her way out of a paper bag. No. But when I see her in action roles, I'm here for it because I've seen her take a punch. You know what I mean? I've seen Gina take a punch.
It's all about background too. You know what I mean? Like
even Charlize Theron. She was do you remember the Mad Max movie?
Okay,
she was Furiosa.
The shape.
She gets in fucking phenomenal shape for her action roles, and she trains. So I believe it. You know what I mean? I can believe that she's doing these things. You know what I mean? But there's some people I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I can buy it. I'm trying. I'm really trying. But that's not just for fucking women. Like most dudes that I see in action movies, I'm like,
some of it's just questionable. The one that I always question is The Rock. I like The Rock. I've always liked him as a person. He's a great person in the community and stuff. Yeah. I always liked him as an actor because he's just like the big guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's just stuntman though. But like
he definitely uses a stuntman. 100%.
People who sleep on is Jackie Chan.
Dude, Jackie Chan is the shit.
Dude,
I don't see how people.
He does all his stunts.
All of them.
He did one. It was called The Foreigner.
Yeah.
He was like
the dude that used to play James Bond.
Yeah, the guy that he was like, how old was Jackie Chan when that movie came? He's old. He was gray hair.
He was in his late 50s, probably early 60s.
Yeah, and he performed all of his stunts.
Yeah.
And like you know, he like
people sometimes fault him lately because he'll use like wires. I'm like, the dude has jumped from building to building, broken legs, broken every bone in his body. Yeah. He gets to use a fucking wire. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know who else does their own stunts? Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
People sleep on him too. Yeah,
he wrestled in high school.
Did he really?
Yeah,
he looks like a wrestler.
You know what's?
I've always wondered that.
You know what's funny? Because Justin Bieber, like, there was a whole social media thing going on, and he called out Tom Cruise, and like there was a big article on Tom Cruise saying he was a state champ in high school, or he was a state placer or something like that in high school.
Holy shit!
Yeah, Tom
I had a feeling he did.
He's actually really short in person.
Oh yeah, he's like 5'4" or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a munchkin, so he probably did.
Like when he played what was that movie? Jack Reacher.
Yeah, I love that.
Have you ever read the books?
No.
So Jack Reacher was like 6'4". The character, I think he's like 6'3", 6'4". So that's why people were like, wait a minute. Yeah.
like a foot off. Like, what?
One thing about Tom Cruise, he's short and he's going to run in every movie, no matter what. He's going to run at some point.
Yeah. He's got a movie coming out.
Another Mission Impossible coming out, right?
No, Maverick.
Oh, that's a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah. The Top Gun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the sequel. Yeah. Okay, yeah. He fucking flew the jets in that.
Yeah.
I think it was assisted flying, if I'm not mistaken, but still, he was up there.
He's still in there.
He was up there. So in that Mission Impossible movie, when he was holding on to the side of the plane,
he actually was.
He really did that shit. Yeah, he actually did that shit. Yep. A lot of people thought it was CG, and I'm like, no, dude. No, there's video. You can look it up. Like that fucker was on the side of that plane.
Yeah, I'll tell you about with acting and stuff. Dark Knight, obviously, the Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
That interrogation scene, he actually was getting punched in that scene.
Was he really?
Yeah. He said Heath Ledger told Christian Bale, like, I want you to actually hit me if you want to see the full effect of my character.
See, that's that method acting.
So he actually got thrown his head into the window, got punched 3 times by Christian Bale as hard as he can. And that was all improv. That was all improv.
Yeah.
Like he was the laugh.
I feel like Christian Bale can't really punch that hard though, to be honest with
you. I agree with that.
He yells at people too much to be able to punch.
But still though, like you mean
Wavy Duder, what's up, man? How you feeling, bro? He said no glasses. No, I'm not wearing the glasses today. I ain't know if Chase was gonna throw a punch at me. I ain't wanna.
I just noticed that you're not wearing glasses.
Yeah, they're right here. They're over here.
All right.
Yeah, I just wear them for show.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they're not prescription. They're just.
I did that sometime. I did that once, and someone told me. I probably shouldn't say it. But, I wouldn't say it, but.
Might have to beep that out.
Yeah, might have to beep that out. Yeah.
You know why I wear mine? I'll tell you why. It's because I'm really shy. Believe it or not, extremely shy. Yeah. So when I DJ, when you DJ, it's all eyes on you.
Oh yeah.
So I wear the glasses because it puts a barrier between me and like all the people. Yeah. So when I wear the glasses, it's like I'm just looking from the outside, like I'm looking through a window.
It's an escape. Yeah.
So it's just a little barrier for me.
Wow.
And then like around my friends, like around you, like I don't think to put them on because like I'm comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about comfortability, though. You know what I mean?
Like, if I go on dates, the glasses are on.
I usually
so halfway through, then I might take them off. But if I'm not feeling them,
I used to wear fedoras when I was little.
You wear fedoras now? What do you mean used to?
Hold on, we're getting there. Let me finish. I would wear them at wrestling tournaments.
Oh,
Right before my match, I had them on. They're like, that's the kid with all the crazy hats, like the Russian Eskimo hats and all that. I mean, that was my comfort zone. And then when I take it off, they're like, this guy's a fucking joke. I take it off, I kick the shit out of him. Like,
yeah,
they're gonna remember it. I throw my fedora. Now I still wear them today.
You're like, you just got beat by somebody in a fedora.
Yeah, I watched The Godfather out when I was little and Goodfellas and all that. And
I feel like that's like Italian 101. Like you got to watch those movies.
Yeah,
Godfather, Goodfellas, Casino.
I love that fucking movie.
What was the other one? Was it The Irishman? No, fuck it.
Kill the Irishman? Or
no, what's the one that just came out on Netflix?
Irishman.
The Irishman, yeah, The Irishman.
De Niro and Pacino and all of them, yeah.
Bro, De Niro's such a great actor. So is Pacino.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about De Niro. So like, when you talk about range, this is why De Niro's such a great actor. Is because Robert De Niro is Robert De Niro in every role he plays.
Yep.
However, you believe that he's whoever this person is. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like I've never heard Robert De Niro do a British accent. I've never heard Robert De Niro do anything other than
being himself.
Yeah. And being Bobby D. You know what I mean? Pacino, we've seen Pacino do all types of shit. Colombian, Cuban,
Italian,
Puerto Rican,
Italian.
Carlito's Way, he was Puerto Rican. He's done Italian. He's done all types of shit, but De Niro has been De Niro, but you believe it. He makes the same face, but that's why he's such a great actor is because when you look at him,
very unique.
Yeah, I'm not thinking Robert De Niro. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bronx Tale, Heat. Yeah. You're right, Will. And Matt, I'm not thinking Robert De Niro. I'm thinking whoever that character is, that's what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Same thing with Denzel. Like Denzel.
I love Denzel.
As smooth as Denzel is Denzel in every role that he plays.
He's always been
he did one movie with a British accent. I think it was called For Queen and Country, if I'm not mistaken. He had a British accent, and I believed it.
Really?
But yeah, Denzel's another one. Great actor, but he's Denzel, but you believe it.
I didn't know that. That's
yeah.
crazy.
It was. I think it was called For Queen and Country, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can fact check that for me. But
okay.
He's another great actor. I think Robert De Niro's like that. Fucking Pacino.
Johnny Depp too.
Johnny Depp is a great fucking actor.
He can do everything.
Johnny Depp is a great character actor.
Yeah, he can do everything. Like it took me probably 3 years to realize that in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that was Johnny Depp. It didn't even look didn't even look like him. I didn't think it looked like him.
It took me a long time to realize that Johnny Depp wasn't Italian, because I saw him in
no, he's
one of the first times I ever saw him was in, what's the name of that fucking movie where he plays the FBI guy that infiltrates the mob.
21 Jump Street?
No. That was early.
That was a show.
What the fuck was it? Donnie Brasco.
Okay.
Brasco. Yeah, that was like, yo, this dude's Italian. I was like, I didn't know Johnny Depp was Italian. And they're like, no, he's not Italian. He's like half Native American and some other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's another one. How about all the shit that's going on with him, dude? With him and Amber Heard. Like
I didn't really get in like a big.
Bro, he caught a bunch of flack. Everybody was coming after him. And, because she said that he was abusive and all that stuff. And he was like, yo, it's not me. It's her. Like, she's fucking me up. And people were like, no, because it was during the height of Me Too. And they were coming after him.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
And then some tapes came out. A conversation between them two came out where she admitted to punching him and hit it, like all types of shit. She apparently took a shit in his bed. Like, yeah. Yeah. So when that came out, I was like, oh, so we just not gonna talk about this? We ain't gonna talk about the fact that y'all was wrong, like going after Johnny Boy like that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Mine too.
My favorite actor.
I'll watch anything with Johnny Depp.
Absolutely, me too. I haven't had one bad movie with him.
Here's the thing, even if it is a bad movie, there's never a bad Johnny Depp performance.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like, because let's say Robert De Niro, right? Robert De Niro's been in some fucking crap movies, like fucking, what is it, Dirty Grandpa and some other like shitty movies, but there's never been a bad Robert De Niro performance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's never been a bad Denzel Washington performance.
He does a lot of his, like, does he do his stunts too, Denzel?
Denzel, I mean, he doesn't, when he was younger, probably, yeah. Like, what was the movie? Ricochet?
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah, I think he did a lot. I think he did a lot of them, but now these guys are national treasures now. They can't be out there doing stunts. Yeah. I don't want Bobby, Denzel, or Al to be out here doing stunts.
When I'm done fighting, I'm probably gonna do more stunts and shit like that.
You want to be a stunt man?
Well, I want to probably be the main character of the movie, but like after I'm done fighting and stuff, like
action movies.
Just
don't let them dupe you into doing chick flicks.
Nah.
Unless the bag is crazy.
It's gotta be a good bag for me to do.
Because old boy that was in 300, what the fuck is his name?
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, that dude went from 300 to like 3 different chick flicks right after that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the bag must have been crazy. The bag had to be out of hand.
Had to have been.
You got we talking life changing. It's got to be life changing money.
Yeah.
I could listen 100%, man. You're gonna be in action movies. I'll tell you, if I got to produce them myself, it's gonna happen.
I hope so, man.
Figure we'll make you the bad guy in a couple, and then we'll dazzle everybody and make you the good guy. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it. You come in as the bad guy. Van Damme, his first movie, he was the bad guy. It was No Retreat, No Surrender. Like an old 80s action movie. He was the bad guy. He was like the bad guy kickboxer. Actually, he was in the original Breakin' movie. Do you know about the Breakin' movies? Bro, they're old as fuck. But he's in it. There was a fight that was about to happen, and he was standing between the two people just looking at him. That was his first fucking movie role. And then after that was No Retreat, No Surrender. He was the bad guy. Oh, he was a terrible villain. And then after that, he was good guy in every movie.
Okay.
Oh, all right, man. I think it's about that time.
All right.
Let me, boom. Everybody, y'all know what that means. Thank you for joining us for this 6th episode of The Rotation, the official guest talk show of the Two Endangered Mammals podcast, the #1 podcast in my duplex. I have been your host, of course, Mr. Tiger Adinaldo, and with me today is the one and only future champion of the world, future welterweight champion of the world, Mr. Chase ArchAngelo. Tell the people how they can reach out to you, sir.
My social media, it's Chase ArchAngelo on Facebook, and my Instagram is CArch174. This Saturday, I'm going to be knocking this guy outside 2 rounds.
Boom.
Akron, Ohio, baby. Let's go, Cleveland.
Boom. There you have it. There you have it. If you want to reach out to me, I ain't knocking nobody out this weekend, but I'm going to be providing the soundtrack for his after party. If you want to reach out to me, catch me at Tiger39. That's THAIGER 39. And you catch me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Twitch, Uber Eats, Bumble, Christian Mingle.
Ooh, there you go.
Farmers Only. Anywhere that the media is of a social variety and there's a handle, you can catch me at Tiger39. If you want to watch the show after the fact, just go to youtube.com/Tiger39. It's arranged there for you, a nice, neat little playlist. Right. If you want to listen to the show after the fact, just go to your favorite podcasting streaming platform of choice. Search for Two Endangered Mammals, and you'll see the 2 chairs show up there. You'll know you're in the right place. We thank everybody for joining us. We thank Chase's entire family for showing up.
Thank you guys so much for the support. I'm excited to compete in front of everybody.
Hell yeah.
After party at Barley House after Saturday night, all right?
Hell yes. The whole ArchAngelo family. Shout out to all y'all. Once again, this has been The Rotation. I have been Tiger Adonaldo. This is Chase ArchAngelo. And we are now signing out. Peace. Down.